It's Friday, October 17th.
Up the middle he goes. He's knocked in another. Shaw retreated. Now he's going to head for the plate. Here comes the throw from Rodriguez. It's not in time.
The Jays running up the score in Seattle to tie this series and guarantee there's at least one more ALCS game in Toronto.
I never thought I am going to see an accident like that.
A Saskatoon man's dash cam caught the moment a dramatic crash unfolded behind him.
We're going to show up on Friday night with a purpose, and then that purpose is to get better and compete as best we can.
The backups are in for your Saskatchewan Roughriders tonight in Winnipeg. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday indeed. Hopefully it's payday for you. What's going on today? What's exciting?
Well, it's just going to be windy.
Feel good Friday.
Yeah, nice temperatures-ish around the average, but windy today, and windy into the weekend.
All right, it's bound to happen, right? Let's get on to your news update for this part of the hour. The Liberal government is expected to make an announcement on border security today. Prime Minister Mark Carney also announced that a bail reform bill will be tabled next week.
With so-called reverse onus bail, it will no longer be up to the Crown to prove why someone should stay behind bars.
The bill is expected to make it harder for people convicted of violent crimes to be granted bail. Ottawa also plans to change the criminal code to allow consecutive sentencing. The bill will also end conditional sentencing for sexual offenses, which allows people convicted to serve their time at home. Opposition leader Pierre Poilievre says the proposed changes are nothing new.
All he promised was to reintroduce something the Liberals already announced 2 years ago.
Very interesting.
Prime Minister Mark Carney also announced yesterday next month's budget will include a nearly $2 billion funding boost for the RCMP. There are calls for more transparency in how the Premier and his cabinet are spending travel dollars. Out of province, spending totals are released every 6 months with very few details. And the Canadian Taxpayers Federation says taxpayers have the right to know whether government delegations are staying at the Ritz-Carlton or a local Motel 6. Wayne Mantica reports.
The Canadian Taxpayers Federation says money spent on travel by the Premier and Cabinet may well be justified, but it wants a more precise accounting.
The bottom line is that taxpayers pay all the bills for the provincial government, and they need as many and as easy ways as possible to access what that money is being spent on.
The government releases travel totals every 6 months. The Taxpayers Federation cites a recent $25,000 trade mission to Mexico that involved the Premier and a handful of officials. The accounting doesn't say who spent what.
They don't post the itemized receipts along with those expenses. And those are important for taxpayers to know because it shows whether the government is spending money on renting a Corolla or a Corvette.
How the government accounts for travel has been a sore point with the NDP for some time. It has proposed legislation that would change that.
We're very concerned about the lack of transparency from this government. Travel's a piece of it. Of course, travel is really important right now, but ensuring that dollars are well spent is something that's always a concern for us.
The government says it takes transparency very seriously and will continue working to increase it whenever possible. Information and privacy commissioners in half of Canadian provinces and in the federal government can order the release of documents, but not in Saskatchewan. It's an issue that the NDP say it will continue to pursue. Wayne Mantica, CTV News, Regina.
Saskatoon City Council is moving ahead with plans to open a 60-bed shelter. Jeremy Dodge, this is good news for your community.
Yeah, it's finally coming to fruition, Daryl. A city committee approved nearly $500,000 in spending for infrastructure upgrades at the site of this future shelter on 31st Street. The city plans to extend the sidewalk from Idlewild Drive to serve the area, as well as installing a fence along a rail line east of the site. The money is coming from a reserve, though, which administration warned will leave less money to work with during budget deliberations.
We've
been crystal clear with the province, admin to admin, that we will not get into the business of social services in any way, shape, or form.
Plans are to have the shelter operational by the end of next year. A Saskatoon man's dash cam caught the moment a dramatic crash unfolded behind him this week. Here's the video. It was recorded just before 9 a.m. Wednesday from Shaugat Muhammad's rear dash cam. He says he was driving home after dropping off his family at school, and while crossing the University Bridge, this black car came speeding into view.
I never thought I'm gonna see an accident like that, like going into the wrong lane on a busy road, like on top of the University Bridge, where there is no chance to making a space when you see there is a oncoming traffic towards to you.
Saskatoon police say the driver of the black car has been charged with dangerous driving, evading police, and impaired driving, and has now been admitted to hospital under the Mental Health Services Act. Nobody was seriously injured. All right, Daryl, staff at Sask Polytech campuses are worrying about their job security today.
Yeah, Jeremy, it comes after more than 100 people have been laid off this year. Last week, Sask Polytech closed the bookstores in its Prince Albert and Moose Jaw campuses. But the Saskatchewan Polytechnic Faculty Association says 25 more jobs are being asked this week. Unions representing government workers and faculty say that more than 110 people have been laid off across all campuses since April. That's according to the unions. Sask Poly said the cuts are due to immigration changes from the federal government, which has impacted international student enrollment.
I think it's having a chilling effect on students. It's having a chilling effect on faculty. I've heard many people saying that they would rather return to industry, which erodes our ability to provide robust educational programming.
The province, which provides funding to the educational institution, says it remains committed to a strong post-secondary sector as it works toward a new agreement. City of Regina has developed a new app to help visually impaired people navigate their way across busy intersections. That app is called PED app, and it will help those cross the street at 9 locations on Victoria Avenue from the blocks of Albert to Broad Street in the city's downtown. As someone approaches the intersection, it will announce the intersection and direction they're heading, then count down on the speaker's phone so the person walking knows when to cross the road and how long they have to do so.
So the app was included in one of the actions for our accessibility plan that was approved by council in 2024. We've done some testing since August on it, so I've used it a few times as I'm, crossing the street, and even just personally, like when I'm going for lunch, I've used it to cross the street to go, grab some lunch and, do kind of those daily activities, which has been nice.
The city says they hope to expand locations across Regina's downtown towards the end of the year. The original lead guitarist and founding member of KISS, Ace Frehley, has died. His agent says he died peacefully surrounded by his family in New Jersey after a recent fall. In a joint statement, his bandmates Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley say in part, quote, he was an essential and irreplaceable rock soldier during some of the most formative foundational chapters of the band and its history. He is and will always be a part of KISS legacy. While his family says they're completely devastated and heartbroken, they say they will cherish his laughter and celebrate the kindness he bestowed on others. Besides his Space Ace makeup, Frehley, also known for his pyrotechnics, making his guitars glow, shoot smoke, and even shoot rockets. Ace Frehley was 74. The Toronto Blue Jays have done it again, evening up the American League Championship Series with a convincing 8-2 win over the Seattle Mariners in Game 4. Pitching from 41-year-old Max Scherzer, and some hitting performance, power performance from the Blue Jays to win their second straight road game. Game 5 of the series, which is now down to a best-of-3, goes tonight again in Seattle. Series will then shift back to Toronto for Game 6 and, if necessary, Game 7. All right, Keely and Sawatsky, our first chance to take a look at the weather for the weekend. What do we have in store for us?
Well, temperatures aren't going to be so bad, at least for today and tomorrow. It's actually, when we look forward to the weekend, the winds that are more concerning to us, and then some more precipitation on the way later on in the weekend, mainly falling on Sunday. I'll show you that on our future cast in just a moment. Let's take a look at this current temperature. We're at 6 degrees to wake us up in Regina. Not seeing the sun quite up yet. Winds are very calm right now. It's the winds into the later part of the morning and into the afternoon that things are going to get gusty. Some clouds to wake us up as well. -3 in Saskatoon, and we are starting to see some of that light fog to wake us up in Saskatoon. We have a dense fog advisory in effect in some parts of the central region in Saskatchewan, so I'll show you that in just a moment as well. Today's wind gusts, though. So all those areas lighting up in yellow, some areas far down towards the south, even getting up to those reds. Could be seeing winds in some places just surpassing 50 kilometers per hour. The radar and satellite showing those areas where we do have that dense fog advisory currently in effect, so mainly impacting Prince Albert this morning. If you're waking up with us in any of those areas, make sure you are giving yourself a lot of time on those roads this morning. The futurecast showing where we're going to be seeing some of that rain later on this morning. Estevan areas around that southeast corner there, still seeing a pretty gloomy start to the day today. That is going to be pushing off later on in the morning, though, and then we're just really going to be paying attention to that precipitation falling way up north. Rain turning into snow during those overnight and evening hours there today, and then that system into Saturday morning is going to be tracking southeast, so we'll be seeing some of that rain and light flurries in some parts of the central part of the province there. As we look forward to Sunday, you can see this system, it really grows in size. Again, bringing some of that rain to areas around Saskatoon and Prince Albert. Could be seeing some of that down through Regina as well on Sunday afternoon. Current temperatures showing Buffalo Narrows at 6 degrees to start the day. Nipawin at 0 degrees. Melfort waking up to 3 degrees. 5 degrees for Swift Current. 6 degrees for Weyburn and 7 degrees in Estevan. Later on this afternoon, we're seeing temperatures really similar to what we saw yesterday. It's just those winds, again, that are going to be different compared to yesterday. Weyburn up to 12 degrees today, Yorkton up to 11, and Moose Jaw up to 12 degrees. Your 7-day forecast in Regina looking like the stronger winds are going to persist through until about Monday, and then those winds will be dropping into the middle of your next work week. Saskatoon showing similar conditions for those winds. Could be seeing some of that rain on Sunday carrying us into the early morning hours on Monday.
Bitcoin, always a roller coaster, is on a steep dive. It has suddenly dropped toward 100,000 for the first time since June. Many traders fear a huge Bitcoin crash could be just around the corner. The combined crypto market has lost about 1 trillion Canadian in just over a week. Some analysts say Bitcoin could drop into the 80,000s as investors try and find a new bottom. Well, there could be a break for Canadian auto parts suppliers. The White House is poised to ease tariffs on the U.S. auto industry, a move that would deliver a major win for car makers that have aggressively lobbied to stem the fallout from record-level import duties. The Commerce Department is slated to announce a 5-year extension for an arrangement that allows automakers to reduce what they pay in tariffs on imported car parts, and it was set to expire after 2 years. Fears over the health of regional banks in the U.S. are prompting traders to cut risks at the end of what was a volatile week. Investors looking for safety have moved over to bonds and haven currencies. Wall Street's chief fear gauge, the volatility index, VIX, is at its highest since Trump rocked the markets with his tariffs in April. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Well, in case you missed it, but you probably haven't, we now know who will headline this year's Grey Cup halftime show.
Tell me what you wait for me. Baby, I'm a rolling stone. I got a lot of right in me.
The league says the honor will go to rapper and songwriter MGK. The multi-platinum artist will be kicking off his Lost Americana tour next month and will be making a stop in Winnipeg for the 112th Grey Cup, November 16th. Also just announced Canadian rockers Our Lady Peace will be kicking off the festivities at the kickoff show.
So does he go by MGK now, not Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah, he mainly goes by MGK.
Okay,
yeah.
We've evolved.
Yes, you got to get with the times, Daryl.
Well, he's been releasing country songs, so I've been getting more familiar with...
Everyone's releasing country songs right now. It's the hot thing to do.
Today's country is really just like 90s rock. Jeremy, that brings us to our question of the day. How do you feel about MGK headlining the Grey Cup halftime show?
Meh. I'm indifferent. I'm not a fan, but I don't hate either. I'll watch. I'm sure I'll be mildly entertained, and then we'll get excited for the second half of football. Hopefully, I'll have other things to cheer for on that day as a Rider fan, but we'll see.
Does this make you more or less likely to watch the game? Because you're not generally a sports fan.
No, but I probably will be watching because my husband is.
Yeah. But most people watch the big game, right?
I understand and I respect that he has a lot of fans. Personally, I'm just not. I'm not into it, but.
We're going to find out what you guys think. I don't know. I think it's the hardest job in show business to do a halftime show of any sport because you're going to get crapped on immediately. Let us know what you think. Your name and your answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply, or scan the QR code on your screen. Let's take a look out live over the city of Saskatoon on this beautiful Friday morning. Hopefully it's a payday for you. We're back right after this.
It's just words on a screen, and sometimes your true intentions aren't quite clear to the person you're texting with. That's where emojis come in. A new study from the University of Texas suggests that adding emojis to your messages make you seem more responsive, likable, and connected. It doesn't matter if you use a face, hand gesture, or object emoji. They all help add emotional meaning to your messages. Here's how to make emojis work for you. First, use them to clarify emotion, like a smile for encouragement or a heart for support. Second, stick to emojis that match your message. No mixed signals. And third, don't overload. 1 or 2 is enough to show you care. So next time you text a friend, use an emoji to add a little warmth. Tiny symbols can make a big difference. With this Medical Minute, I'm Melissa Adon.
Health Report, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Blue Cross, protecting your health since 1946.
All right, let's check in now with Mike Siona and find out where he is this morning. Mike?
Well, we're down at Cheshire Homes ahead of the Celebrating Abilities Gala with the one and only Celeste Halcro, who's a resident here. Let's talk about this gala tonight. What do we expect to see?
So it's going to be a really fun night. We're starting off with cocktails, and then there's going to be a supper. We have a silent auction and a few vendor booths. Some of the vendors will be showing like what they do, what the services they can provide, and others will be selling stuff. And then at the end, we have Alvin Law coming as our guest speaker.
That's pretty awesome. Now, obviously, we're celebrating abilities, and that's truly what's done here at Cheshire Homes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This place is like a great place for all kinds of people with special needs or special abilities. We get the help we need to live independently and happy.
Love that. Now, unfortunately, all of the tickets for tonight are already gone, spoken for, so you cannot come tonight. But if you are interested in maybe this might become an annual event or something, or just people wanting to help out here at Cheshire Homes, how can they do that?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this will become an annual event. It was really fun to plan, so I think it's going to be great. If not, then you can also donate to Cheshire Homes. And yeah, anything you want to do to help us would be good.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, we will learn more about Cheshire Homes. We'll talk a little bit more about the Celebrating Abilities Gala as well as the morning wears on.
All right, it's time for you to look at your school day forecast, and it's brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. If you're heading outside to catch the bus in Regina, we're sitting at about 6 degrees right now. We do have some fog to wake us up. In Saskatoon, -3. When the sun fully gets up, we'll be seeing that nice mix of sun and cloud. Winds not quite as strong this morning, but they are going to be gusting quite strong this afternoon. 8 degrees by lunch in Regina, 10 degrees by lunch in Saskatoon, and by final bell, both cities will be sitting at those expected daytime highs of 11 degrees. Just a little bit more sunshine expected through the central zone. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices in Regina. The common cost to fill up is $126.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $109.9. And in Saskatoon, the common cost to fill up is $124.9. The lowest you might find is $108.9. Taking a look at the farm markets, the street price of canola is at $559.92 per ton, and the futures price at $615.70 per ton. Amber Durham wheat at $282.27 per ton, and red spring wheat at $241.19 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 71.18 cents US. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we're previewing this weekend's special W5 investigating a meth pipeline from Canada to New Zealand. Stay with us.
On your morning. Thank you for being with us. Here's what's making news. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is meeting with the U.S. President in the Oval Office today. Ukraine is trying to convince the U.S. to provide long-range Tomahawk missiles, which are capable of striking deep into Russian territory. Their meeting comes after a phone call between President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin, with the pair agreeing to in-person talks in Hungary within 2 weeks. Trump said, quote, "Great progress was made in the conversation." This is Zelensky's third visit to the U.S. since the beginning of the year. Prime Minister Mark Carney says it's not the time to hit back at the U.S. with retaliatory tariffs.
There's times to hit back and there's times to talk, and right now is the time to talk.
Prime Minister Carney is facing pressure from some, including the Ontario Premier, that say American tariffs paved the way for Stellantis to move Jeep Compass production away from Brampton, Ontario. The Prime Minister says the global head of Stellantis told him that the company is looking at a different model to produce in Brampton. Prime Minister Carney also says he reminded the company about a commitment to maintain a Canadian footprint in exchange for federal and provincial money. Closer to home, a provincial election is likely 3 years away. The Saskatchewan NDP made promises in front of the Yorkton Hospital yesterday. Rural and remote health critic Jared Clark says the Saskatchewan NDP is committed to building a new hospital in Yorkton if they form government in 2028. Adding staff for the current hospitals is dedicated, but the facility is in rough shape and in need of modernization. Clark says there is a lack of hot water in the maternity ward and the emergency room is too small.
We're ready and committed to do what it takes to build this new hospital, to make sure that there's housing here for recruiting new healthcare workers, because we know housing is an issue in Yorkton, and making sure that the municipal infrastructure is ready to support an upgrade or a new hospital here in Yorkton.
In response to CTV News, the government says they will deliver on their commitment to build a hospital in Yorkton. Last year, the Premier announced plans and assessments on the possibility of it being in the works. Now, a jury in a Saskatoon manslaughter trial have begun deliberations. Roderick Sutherland's trial beginning last week after he pleaded not guilty to manslaughter, unlawful confinement, and offering an indignity to human remains in connection to the death of 30-year-old Megan Gallagher. The judge rehashing the evidence heard in trial and delivering instructions to the jurors explaining how to apply the law to reach a verdict. The jury's verdict must be unanimous. Police are looking for the suspect in an armed robbery at a Saskatoon business. Officers were called just before 6 o'clock last night to the 1500 block of Idlewild Drive, where they were told a masked man walked into the business with a gun and demanded cash. He then jumped over the front counter and took a tray from the till that had cash in it, then left the business. A family from Toronto was left frustrated after Air Canada put their 18-month-old girl in a seat by herself.
You are a very large company that operates airplanes. You should know that children are on the plane, and you should make sure that they are safe, full stop.
The McLaughlin family was flying home from Tampa in January when they found out their daughter Molly was put on standby. At this point, the flight was already 5 hours delayed. When Molly was given a ticket for a seat, it was by herself, 6 rows away from her family, believe it or not. The McLaughlin said the flight attendants refused to help them. That meant the parents had to sort out with other passengers on their own where they would sit. The Canadian Transportation Agency took no action against Air Canada because Molly did end up sitting with the parents. Air Canada could have been fined up to $25,000. Carter Hart has signed a tryout contract with the Vegas Golden Knights.
I've been out of the game for a year and a half now. I've learned a lot.
He and 4 other members of Canada's 2018 World Junior Hockey team were acquitted of sexual assault in July. They were later suspended by the NHL until December 1st. The Supreme Court of Canada is marking its 150th anniversary with a new look.
Because the brand was bold, was original, and was different. So they wanted to speak about a secret project.
Their new robes were designed and created in Saguenay. It took the shop about a year to create these new, uniquely Canadian robes. The red and white is out, replaced by black robes embroidered with the court's crest and lined with red piping as a nod to our flag. The backups are in for your Saskatchewan Roughriders tonight in Winnipeg. Jake Mayer gets the start at quarterback, but he will be without Dante Myers, Keyshawn Johnson, Sam Emelis, AJ Willett, basically every weapon they have. And on the offensive line, Jamarcus Hardrick and Logan Furland. Defensively, Micah Johnson is out, along with Marcus Sales, Roland Milligan Jr., Nelson Lacombo, and Jackson Ford. Tavon Campbell will slot in. He hasn't played in the last 4 due to injury.
I just want to see the effort. I just want to see them dialed in on their assignments. You know, no mental mistakes, no mental errors. You know, being fluent with the communication throughout the game.
Getting the monkey off your back a little bit early on felt good, but you know, we're going to show up on Friday night with a purpose, and that purpose is to get better and compete as best we can.
We talked to the guys since training camp. At one point or another in the season, like, we're going to depend on you to help us try to win football games, and some of them have had to do it early, and some of them, you know, have to do it now. But just the way the season's gone, a lot of those guys, not like they're fresh faces.
Okay, so it's a 6 o'clock kickoff tonight on the mighty TSN. We're not, of course, watching this on a patio or anything because the game's out of town, Kayleen, but it's something we need to look forward to nonetheless.
Well, because we know it's an out-of-town game, I did put the national forecast in here, so we are going to be taking a look at some of those temperatures in just a moment if you are heading over to the game. Right now, though, in Regina, we are still waking up to that 6-degree temperature, some clouds up in the sky and some southeast winds coming in at 6 kilometers per hour. Enjoy these calm winds while we can, because later on in the afternoon and into the better part of the weekend, we're going to be seeing some pretty strong wind gusts. -3 to wake us up in Saskatoon. Now we are seeing some of that fog still over the city, and we are waking up to a dense fog advisory in some places throughout central Saskatchewan this morning. Not seeing the winds too strong in Saskatoon to wake us up, but take a look at this wind forecast for your afternoon. So on the left side, that white box, you can see what the winds are going to be coming in at, and then the blue box is showing you the gusts that you're actually going to be feeling, and some of those gusts could be getting up to about 50 kilometers per hour in some areas, Saskatoon included. The futurecast showing that later on this morning we are still going to be seeing the last little bit of that system bringing some rain down in the southeast up through parts of the Parkland region there. Once that does push away into Manitoba later on into this afternoon, we are going to be seeing some more of that rain up north and just some cloud covers in some areas, mainly towards the central and northern zones. Some snow on the way for later on this evening in parts of the north, and then that system is going to be tracking southeast as we head into early tomorrow morning before finally pushing off again into Manitoba. And then some more rain and, yes, some flurries on the way for parts of the central zone into Sunday morning, and could be reaching Regina by Sunday Sunday afternoon. Now here's a look at the current temperatures across the country. So 2 degrees in Calgary, 10 degrees in Winnipeg right now, Thunder Bay up to 12 degrees, 7 degrees in Toronto, and Montreal currently sitting cooler at 3 degrees. Later on this afternoon, we'll be seeing a pretty pleasant temperature in Vancouver, up to 13 degrees with that mix of sun and cloud. Winnipeg, though, getting some rain later on today. As we mentioned, that system that just pushed away, but they are going to be seeing a nice daytime high of 11 degrees, right around that average for this time of year. Some rain for Toronto today, 12 degrees, Montreal up to 13 degrees, and Fredericton up to 15 degrees later on this afternoon. Your weekend looking like temperatures will be going down for the day tomorrow as we see winds peaking for the weekend in Regina, but we are going to be seeing some sunshine on Saturday, some rain on the way for Sunday afternoon, as we mentioned, with a nice daytime high of 12 degrees. Your weekend in Saskatoon looking like we're going to be carrying over this 11-degree temperature to our Saturday afternoon. Again, seeing some stronger winds tomorrow afternoon, carrying us into Sunday. We'll be seeing some rain, temperatures dropping just a smidge down to 10 degrees, and then those winds up to about 40 kilometers per hour in the morning.
In Canada.
Never in a million years would I thought it would come from Canada.
Exported to the other side of the world.
As a cartel, they'll be looking at what is the easiest way to get it to New Zealand.
Avery Haynes is back with a blockbuster investigation exposing how Canada has become the #1 exporter of a deadly drug into New Zealand and Australia, from cartels in Canada to biker gangs in the South Pacific. Avery follows the methamphetamine pipeline and the devastation left in its wake, and she joins me live this morning. Avery, thank you so much for doing this. We've had so much conversation in our programming about U.S. President Donald Trump's claims that Canada is flooding the states with fentanyl, but most Canadians would be shocked to learn what you found out.
Good morning, Daryl. I was shocked when I was looking through the statistics at the seizures that are made in New Zealand and in Australia, but particularly in New Zealand, and looking at the source country for their seizures of methamphetamine. I had to keep checking them again and again because it just didn't make sense to me. How could it be that Canada is the #1 exporter of methamphetamine to New Zealand? And that is the fact. The 2 largest busts in New Zealand's history both came from Canada. We're talking tons of methamphetamine. Once snuck into the border in maple syrup, and another in beer, which had deadly consequences.
Yeah, this one centers around a young man in Auckland who died from accidentally ingesting Canadian meth. You kind of touched on it there, but how was it smuggled out of Canada?
Yeah, it was absolutely a tragic story. This 21-year-old comes home from work one day. His boss had given him a couple of cases of what he thought was a craft beer called Honey Bear beer, which, by the way, does not exist. And Aidan Segala took one sip of that beer and collapsed, called out for his mom, saying that he was dying, and 5 days later he did die of multiple organ failure because what he drank was not beer, it was liquid meth. And when police raided a storage unit and they saw Aidan Segala's manager removing cases of the beer, when they went into that unit, Daryl, we have the video of what they found inside. It's just jaw-dropping. Pallets of Honey Bear beer and buckets of meth that was being turned from liquid into crystals and then being sent out to the market. And so our investigation does sort of a reverse engineering of that case because we know it came from Canada, and we went through court documents and shipping documents and door knocks and lots of investigations to try to get a sense of who it was here in Canada that orchestrated that deadly shipment.
So you had a rare interview with the head of the RCMP Organized Crime Unit. He doesn't do a lot of this. What did he have to say to you about this?
Well, yeah, I mean, first of all, it was great that they agreed to sit down and talk because the RCMP does not often talk about cases like this. And there was, I was really shocked that he was not aware, as the head of organized crime, of the 2 largest busts involving Canadian meth in New Zealand's history, the maple syrup and the Honey Bear beer. Later, after the interview, we got a statement from the RCMP saying, well, they sort of did a cursory investigation. But we carried that investigation much further. I will say one of the things that did surprise me from our conversation organization, you may remember earlier this year, the Canadian government designated 7 foreign organized crime groups as terror organizations. We sort of followed in the heels of the U.S. government, and I think a lot of people sort of assumed that we were just doing that to follow in the heels of the U.S. But the reality, what he told me kind of shocked me, and that was the reason they were declared terror organizations is because each of those cartels, 7 of them from around the world, are active in Canada. They have a footprint in our country.
Incredible stuff, Avery. Thank you so much for sharing some insight. And you at home can see this investigation. It's happening tomorrow at 7 right here on CTV Saskatchewan. It's called Cartel Canada.
All right, let's check in with Janelle Pye now. She's getting crafty at Sticks and Doodles this morning. Janelle, good morning.
Good morning, Jeremy. That's right. We've got a lot of fun stuff to talk about here this morning. I've got Kyle with me, the co-founder and happiness maker right here at Sticks and Doodles in Regina. Kyle, thank you so much for having us this morning.
Good morning.
So let's talk a little bit about these beautiful ornaments that we've got.
Yeah, so today is a really big day for us. This is our annual ornament launch. So we make everything in this store in-house, in this building. And our team has been working all year on ornaments. And so we have over 1,000, including over 100 new ones, and most of them can be personalized in some way. So it's a really big day. We're really excited. We're here till midnight. We're a little tired, but it is beautiful in here, and our team has done so well.
It's gorgeous. We did take a quick little walk through when camera operator and Ashley and I first got here, and there's tons of gorgeous things around us. So what was it like leading up to this big launch day?
It's always really emotional. We've been doing this for 5 years. It actually started out of our basement. My wife and I did ornaments just for fun, and it was one of those days where it was just like the sale just kept going, and all of a sudden we had 500 orders and we were overwhelmed, and it really became something we love doing. So we have ornaments for memorials, for new babies, and for couples, which I believe you have somebody special in your life, and so we made this for you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and so it is all about that feeling of giving something meaningful that isn't necessarily $100. It's something small, but it has a huge impact.
Absolutely, it does. Thank you so much for this. This is precious. I can't wait for Christmas now. I'm ready to hang this thing up. Yeah. Kyle, thank you so much for being here. You and I are going to be back in the next hour. We've got more to talk about. Make sure you're coming down to Sticks and Doodles today. You won't want to miss out on all these good little items that you can get here. As you can see around, they're beautiful.
They are, Janelle. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing more in just a little while.
Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000, and it's time for today's code word. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is Friday. Head to the contest page on our website or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter that code word along with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Saskatchewan's $20,000 giveaway. It's October 17th, and we have a lot of milestones to share with you, so let's dive right on in. We'll start off with a belated birthday wish. Phoenix was celebrating a birthday yesterday, turning 11 years old. We hope you had an awesome day with love from your family. Happy birthday wish is also going out to Levi, turning 36 years old. We hope you have a great day with lots of love from your mom and your family. Turning 30 years old today is Sequoia Rain. Happy birthday wishes coming to you from your whole family. Enjoy your day. Happy birthday wishes also going out to Adeline today. She's turning 8 years old. Have a fabulous day with love from your mom, sisters, Nana, and Papa. And get this, another Adeline is celebrating a birthday today. This one turning 7 years old. Happy birthday to you from all of your family and the kiddies. Happy birthday to Gary, marking his 64th trip around the sun. Lots of love coming from Esther and Rocket. Have a great day. Also celebrating today is Danica for her 6th birthday. Happy birthday wishes coming your way from your mom, dad, and Kale. 1 year older than that, Quinn is partying today for her 7th birthday. Have an amazing day. Love coming from your mom and dad. Happy 11th birthday to Isla. We hope you have a great time on your special day. Lots of love coming to you from your mom, dad, and Winnie. And looking forward to the weekend, Gil Andrews is marking his 80th birthday tomorrow, and his family is sending him so much love. We hope you have an incredible birthday. If you have anything you want to celebrate, send us your milestones to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca. Make sure you send those in one day in advance.
I know you're on the warpath against those beetles, those red ladybug things. I got them crawling around the studio now. They're everywhere.
They won't stop. The best advice I got from listeners yesterday was to vacuum them up. So you might hear that between like songs. Maybe I'll turn the mic off as I'm trying to vacuum maple bugs and get them out of here. Or if you can seal up like where your air conditioning is, that apparently keeps them out too. Or maybe you put them into a pile of junk and get rid of them. We have the great fall clear out happening right now with 1-800-GOT-JUNK. So whatever you got in your house that you need to get rid of, this is your last weekend to get in for this contest by entering at purecountry927.ca. Truckload could end up at your house. Load that up and get a little fall cleanup going.
Blast them straight to the moon. Chase, see you next hour.
Thanks, Daryl.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton in the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. We are taking a trip to Montreal for this one. It is the Canadiens and Predators. Montreal down 1. Net empty in the final minute. Jonathan Marchessault takes a shot, but Lane Hudson denies him. Then immediately fires the perfect pass up to Cole Caulfield. Beats UC Soros to tie it. Caulfield also scoring the OT winner for a second straight game, might I add. The heroics from Hudson and Caulfield earning them the must-see moment. Meanwhile, tonight on TSN, Week 20 in the CFL kicks off with a doubleheader. You got the Rough Riders against the Blue Bombers, and then the Lions hosting the Elks. Coverage begins 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. That's all for now from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a fantastic Friday.
Time for your sidebar. And animal names can be hard to pronounce, but not for this toddler.
Jackson, can you say Sulawesi Babirusa? Babirusa. Oh my gosh, nice job.
Yeah, didn't expect that. 2-year-old Jackson easily pronounces the name of the deer pig's Babirusa. To the surprise of his dad, this smart tot suffers from 2 congenital heart disorders, and this page is dedicated to showing him how he's enjoying life and living it to the fullest with his family.
How many words are we at with Sadie now?
Oh gosh, I mean, all of them are just like apple or bok bok like a chicken. That's really all she wants to say.
We got mom, dad up. Do your kids talk to you at all at this point? They're teenagers, right? You probably just just get emojis every once in a while?
I get words occasionally. So I'm occasionally reminded that I have these 2 people living in my house, yes.
Cash, Dad, Venmo.
Yeah, right.
Pets play favorites with their parents, and it's obvious when you're the spare human, rather. This is a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
Bella the healer? No. Mom, bye-bye.
Aww.
I feel bad for the mom.
Dad's given a lot of treats, I feel.
Yeah.
Knows where
that's what it
bread is buttered.
Unfair advantage.
Jeremy, your turn.
All right, let's check out this daycare in Edmonton that picks up all their students on a bus. It's all aboard the bus to Party Dogs Daycare. We see these occasionally. These are happening more and more around the country. Pumps heading to school, and they just love it. Can't wait to get on the bus where all their buddies are.
It's a rough ride if you can get it. We're back right after this for Your Morning Saskatchewan. It's Friday, October 17th.
We can't deplete for our country, so, they're very vital, they're very powerful. See how that all turns out.
President Donald Trump shows signs he might not be ready to send Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine. This as Trump is set to host the Ukrainian president today.
I never thought I'm gonna see an accident like that.
You have to see to believe. A Saskatoon man's dash cam catching the moment a dramatic crash unfolded right behind him.
Retiring
at second, nobody out. The 8th pitch, a high line drive to right field. Canzone's going back. It's gone again.
Jays are back in at series tied 2-2. Highlights in just a moment. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Your morning, Saskatchewan. I am Daryl.
And I am Kayleen. Good morning and happy Friday.
You know what I heard colloquially yesterday was that Costco across the street here from our Regina studio sold 48,000 or so pumpkin pies.
And how many of those were you?
5, and there's one in the freezer.
Okay. So I thought it'd be higher. I think that's not as
well. You guys keep shaming me.
Yeah.
I spent all that time on that Peloton for a reason.
Yeah. Anyways,
that's an incredible number. I can't believe you guys eat that many pumpkin pies. Let's get to your news update for this part of the hour. Something you might care about. U.S. President Donald Trump is set to host Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky for talks at the White House today. But Trump is already signaling he's not ready to sell Kyiv a long-range missile system the Ukrainians say they desperately need. In recent days, Trump has shown an openness to selling the long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles to Ukraine, even as Russian President Vladimir Putin warned that such a move would further strain U.S.-Russia relations. The latest talks come a day after Trump had a lengthy phone conversation with Putin discussing the Russia-Ukraine war. Following the call, Trump appeared to downplay the prospects of Ukraine getting the missiles, which have a range of about 1,600 kilometers.
I did actually say, would you mind if I gave a couple of thousand Tomahawks to your opposition? I did say that to him. I said it just that way. He didn't like the idea. He really didn't like the idea. No, I said it that way. You have to be a little bit lighthearted sometimes, but no, he doesn't want Tomahawk. Tomahawk is a vicious weapon. It's a vicious, offensive, incredibly destructive weapon. Nobody wants Tomahawk shot at him.
Today will mark the 4th face-to-face meeting for Trump and Zelensky this year. Trump will also hold face-to-face meetings with Putin in Hungary for ways to discuss the end of the war. The Liberal government is expected to announce border security measures today. Prime Minister Mark Carney also announced that a bail reform bill will be tabled next week.
With so-called reverse onus bail, it will no longer be up to the Crown to prove why someone should stay behind bars.
The bill is expected to make it harder for people convicted of violent crimes to be granted bail. Ottawa will also unveil plans to change the criminal code to allow sentencing to be consecutive. The bill will also end conditional sentencing for sexual offenses, which allows people convicted to serve their time at home. Opposition Pierre Poilievre says the changes are nothing new.
All he promised was to reintroduce something the Liberals already announced 2 years ago.
Prime Minister Mark Carney also announced yesterday the next month's budget will introduce or include nearly $2 billion in funding to boost the RCMP. The federal government is set to outline plans to strengthen border security today. The Prime Minister is busy. He's scheduled to take a tour of a border crossing facility in the Niagara region, and the Public Safety Minister will hold a news conference soon after that. The new bill includes measures that would expand the Coast Guard's role, tighten the immigration and refugee system, improve information sharing on sex offenders, and introduce stronger controls on chemicals used to make illicit drugs. Closer to home, Saskatoon City Council moving ahead with plans to open a 60-bed shelter. Jeremy Dodge, a boon for your town.
Yeah, Daryl, this is finally happening. A city committee approved nearly $500,000 in spending for infrastructure upgrades at the site of the future shelter on 31st Street. City plans to extend the sidewalk from Idlewild Drive to serve the area, as well as installing a fence along a rail line east of the site. The money's coming from a reserve, which administration warned will leave less money to work with during budget deliberations.
We've been crystal clear with the province, admin to admin, that we will not get into the business of social services in any way, shape, or form.
The plans are to have the shelter operational by the end of next year. QP healthcare workers gathered in front of their local MLA's office in Prince Albert to push for a collective agreement. Yeah, this rally in front of Alana Ross's office was similar to ones held across the province this year. QP says it is not prepared to accept any concessions when it comes to bargaining, and that it is time the province put more effort into worker retention.
We want to be able to have a serious look at the retention crisis, the crisis in our healthcare by doing something about retention, keeping our healthcare workers in this province, rather than then leaving this province for other provinces because of wages.
The Ministry of Health says QP, SGEU, and SEIU West declined a 3% wage adjustment offered by the Saskatchewan Association of Health Organizations earlier this year, but is confident negotiations can come to an agreement that works for both employees and the employer. All right, Daryl, staff at Sask Polytech raising concerns about job security this week.
Yeah, they are. It comes after about 100 people were laid off this year. Last week, Sask Polytech closed doors on bookstores at its Prince Albert and Moose Jaw campuses, but the facility and faculty associations say 25 more jobs are being axed this week. Unions representing government workers and faculty say more than 110 have been laid off across campuses since April. That's according to the unions. Sask Poly has said the cuts are due to immigration changes the federal government have made, which impacts international student enrollment.
It's having a chilling effect on students. It's having a chilling effect on faculty. I've heard many people saying that they would rather return to industry, which erodes our ability to provide robust educational programming.
The province, which provides funding to Sask Poly, says it remains committed to a strong post-secondary sector as it works toward a new agreement with the school. For more than a decade, Regina-based organization 4 to 40 has been working to help those living with a disability find employment. Over the years, the program has helped more than 80 individuals find work which matches their skill set, with 32 clients currently holding various positions in the city. The name 4 to 40 represents the employers the program has partnered with, who embrace the flexibility of a work week for clients.
It's huge when we're able to make that perfect match between the person's, their skills, their abilities, their interests, and what the employer needs. So it really is trying to find meaningful work for the employee that is also meaningful work for the employer.
Earlier this month, the government of Saskatchewan recognized October as Disability Awareness Month. Blue Jays fans waking up feeling pretty good this morning.
Guerrero with a fly ball to right. He's hit it well. It is gone. Just
8-2 the final yesterday. The Jays bats coming alive. The win means there will be at least one more game back in Toronto. Game 5 goes tonight. You can see it on Sportsnet. Want to show you a picture. Sarah, on the open water yesterday at Wascana, my wife, kind of says it illustrates the departure of summer and arrival of fall, doesn't it?
It sure does. You see those colors in the back, all the feathers off. Oh, the birds are starting to leave the area. They're going to the warm places for the winter, right?
Flying south, absolutely. What's going on in the weather forecast today?
All right. Well, today we're talking about temperatures right around the seasonal average, but we are going to be seeing winds going up into the afternoon. Right now, they're pretty calm, so if you want to get outside for a morning walk, I suggest it. But if you want to go outside later into the afternoon and the evening, it is going to be quite gusty. 6 degrees right now in Regina. We are waking up to some of that cloud cover. In Saskatoon, we're seeing quite a bit of fog. We actually are under a dense fog advisory in parts of central Saskatchewan this morning, and we are waking up to -2. Now you can see those areas on the radar where we have that dense fog advisory currently in effect. So Prince Albert also being affected by that heavy amount of fog this morning. Make sure you're keeping your eyes on the roads. Give yourself lots of time on that commute this morning. The Futurecast showing that later on this morning we are still going to be seeing that rain falling down in the southeast around Estevan or areas just east of Estevan, up through parts of the Parkland region. It's right on that Manitoba border, but it is going to be be pushing off later on this morning, and then we're just going to be turning our attention up north to that rain falling there, and when it turns to snow later on this evening. Also, as we continue on into the weekend, we see that system from the north tracking southeast, could be bringing some rain to areas east of Saskatoon and east of Prince Albert into early tomorrow morning. Then the next time we're looking forward to that rain is actually on Sunday afternoon. This is around 5:15 p.m. And we also could be seeing that tracking down towards Regina as well. Today's wind gusts showing that we could be seeing them up to about 50 kilometers per hour in some places. Saskatoon is included in that. Regina, we're likely seeing them up to about 45 kilometers per hour. Today's forecast for those temperatures, though, looking pretty similar to what we saw yesterday, up to 11 degrees in Swift Current, 13 degrees in Moose Jaw, 12 degrees expected for Weyburn, and 11 degrees expected for Yorkton. So those temperatures right around the average for this time of year to carry us into the weekend. It's Monday that we do see those temperatures start to drop a little bit, and then they go right back up on Tuesday, up to about 10 degrees with that mix of sun and cloud. More rain on the way, as we mentioned, on Sunday, but that will also carry us into Monday as well. Now here's a look outside this morning. As we just mentioned, we are waking up to some of that fog in Saskatoon, so again, take your time on your way out of the door. Taking a look at our rural forecast now, we're seeing some windy icons up there. That's going to be carrying us into the afternoon. 13 degrees in outlook with those wind gusts this afternoon. Wynyard up to 11 degrees, mix of sun and cloud. Down towards the south, again, some more wind today. Carlisle and Broadview could be seeing the last little bit of that system that carried it over from yesterday with that rain falling. 12 degrees in Carlisle, 11 degrees for Broadview. Pilot Butte with a mix of sun and cloud up to 11 degrees. Now let's take a look at Watson, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. We're seeing mainly sunny skies this afternoon and some winds coming in between 25 to 45 kilometers per hour with that afternoon high of 10 degrees.
Oh, wait, let's go back out now to Mike Siona, who is setting up a big event in Saskatoon. Mike.
Well, tonight is the Celebrating Abilities Gala in support of Cheshire Homes, and now we're talking with Laura Lee Cummins, who is the, the Director of Resident Care here. Tell me what happens at Cheshire Homes.
Well, we have resident-directed care here, so we go with the direction of the resident and what they need. We provide meals, support, personal care, take them to appointments if they want, or physio, those kind of things. They're involved with choosing what meals they want to eat, when they want to eat it. It's their home, so they can come and go as they please. Yeah, that's about.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. I mean, it's, now, what are some of the needs that we need? I know we're fundraising, I think, for an accessible vehicle right here to help support the residents. How important would that be?
It is very important. We deal with access transit right now, and as everybody knows, this, the city's growing, and unfortunately, they're not providing enough buses. So sometimes the residents will go on appointment and they'll be on the bus for over an hour just to get back home from somewhere that should only take 10 minutes. It also gives us the ability to take them on outings, to go to the Riders game or Pike Lake for the day, some spontaneity, and we lack in that because we don't have an accessible bus.
There you go. Yeah, you don't think about some of those challenges and barriers that are faced by your residents until either you see it or if you happen to be in a position where you're experiencing it. And so that's what it's all about tonight at the Celebrating Abilities Gala, and it's going to be a fantastic evening. We'll set it up one more time here this morning.
Bitcoin, always a roller coaster, is on a steep dive. It has suddenly dropped toward 100,000 for the first time since June. Many traders fear a huge Bitcoin crash could be just around the corner. The combined crypto market has lost about 1 trillion Canadian in just over a week. Some analysts say Bitcoin could drop into the 80,000s as investors try and find a new bottom. Well, there could be a break for Canadian auto parts suppliers. The White House is poised to ease tariffs on the U.S. auto industry. a move that would deliver a major win for car makers that have aggressively lobbied to stem the fallout from record-level import duties. The Commerce Department is slated to announce a 5-year extension for an arrangement that allows automakers to reduce what they pay in tariffs on imported car parts, and it was set to expire after 2 years. Fears over the health of regional banks in the U.S. are prompting traders to cut risks at the end of what was a volatile week. Investors looking for safety have moved over to bonds and haven currencies. Wall Street's chief fear gauge, the volatility index, VIX, is at its highest since Trump rocked the markets with his tariffs in April. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Imagine, if you will, you go to a hockey game and you end up sitting next to this fella. Now, this fan regularly dresses as Dallas Stars goalie Jake Ottinger. Ottinger, this is kind of his thing. The clip of him making his way to the seat makes you think, oh, my goodness, how does he get in when somebody can't get in with like a regular-sized purse or whatever, right? It's created a bit of a stir online, you know?
I mean, impersonation is a form of flattery.
He's committed. The person next doesn't seem to mind.
There are always concessions made for some of these known fans, right?
Yes.
Like, how did the Flame get in with actual pyrotechnics back in the day?
Rush Hulk, right?
Yeah, right. Same type of deal, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. At least he's on the aisle. Question of the day, we are getting some pretty negative feedback about the Grey Cup halftime show. Machine Gun Kelly, MPK.
I want to preface this because I read these answers. These are not my opinion. We just asked Saskatchewan, and this is Saskatchewan's opinion.
And also, if you write into this thing, if you write into this thing and you say something inappropriate, it's not getting on TV, so don't do that.
No, we got some answers that had colorful language. Let's keep it PG, folks. 1,000 better choices, Lauren says. Somebody else says MGK is pretty irrelevant in music, which I don't think I can agree with. I'm not.
On the chart.
Yeah. I'm not a fan necessarily, but I don't think he's irrelevant. Nathan sending some positivity, thank you, saying big fan, glad they finally changed it up. Mary also sending some positivity, saying her ears and eyes will be more than focused, feet will be tapping, might stand up and move about.
Okay.
Yeah, we have some more negativity on it. So we had another answer saying it is what it is. Personally, that was from Rebecca saying she doesn't really know him. Margie saying not happy, can't stand rap music. Why bring an American rapper to headline when we're supposed to be supporting our own Canadian talents?
This is the hardest job in show business. It truly is.
Yeah, it's a valid point.
Yeah.
Another answer saying, does Canada not have any Canadian talent for the halftime show?
Yeah, but then you put a Canadian on the stage, and then people go, well, what, couldn't we afford something better?
Well, yeah.
You know
well, we can't make everybody happy regardless, right? Another one saying not impressed, should be a Canadian act, especially because last year it was the Jonas Brothers, another American act. Isn't this supposed to be a celebration of Canadiana?
Joe Bros were great, though.
Yeah,
So great.
Yeah, I did enjoy the Jonas Brothers. And then finally, Rod saying MGK as the Grey Cup halftime show is a huge miss for the CFL. The majority of CFL fans won't know who he is, which I think is a valid point.
Yep.
I think that's
but they're trying
a
to
good
draw.
thing,
They're trying to draw in some
Yeah.
younger viewers, people that would not normally turn the game on.
Yeah. So text us your opinion, please. Let's keep it semi-positive. But tell us what your opinion is.
I don't care if it's negative. Just keep it clean.
Yeah, keep it clean. Exactly. Yeah. Text us at 10400. Standard message rates may apply. You can also scan that QR code on the screen. We're going to be sharing some more answers at about 8:15.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton in the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. We are taking a trip to Montreal for this one. It is the Canadians and Predators. Montreal down 1. Net empty in the final minute. Jonathan Marchessault takes a shot, but Lane Hutson denies him. That immediately fires the perfect pass up to Cole Caulfield. Beats UC Soros to tie it. Caulfield also scoring the OT winner for a second straight game, might I add. The heroics from Hutson and Caulfield earning them the must-see moment. Meanwhile, tonight on TSN, Week 20 in the CFL kicks off with a doubleheader. You got the Rough Riders against the Blue Bombers, and then the Lions hosting the Elks. Coverage begins 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. That's all for now from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a fantastic Friday.
lethal drug.
The biggest meth seizure ever at New Zealand's border.
Concealed in Canadian goods.
It was inside maple syrup.
Fueling addiction.
How much did this amount cost?
That's killing our families.
Halfway around the world.
So that is meth from Canada.
W5 exposes a global pipeline.
The product's flat again.
And a crisis made in Canada.
Who is investigating that?
W5 investigates with Avery Haynes. Saturday at 7 on CTV.
My favorite part of the show, hopefully yours. We've got our whiteboards. It is time for our morning mystery today. I am told it is a thing. Let's get to clue number 1. Wax is a common slang term for this. Clue 2. Black is not the natural color of this material. And 3, the grooves on one are less than 1/1000th of an inch wide. Write your answers. I'm gonna say it is a...
I'm in trouble.
I think I got it.
I wish there was like a call a friend option. I'm going to call a friend. Daryl.
Oh, yeah. Why? Because I got a good record?
Yeah, I don't know. What, you have what?
Because I got a good record?
Let's,
hurry up.
I don't know.
So,
well, come on,
vinyl record we got. Let's see the answer. It is a vinyl record. I even tried to give it to you there. You hear that?
Every day I have to remind folks that I am born in 1997.
Vinyl's never been more popular.
Yeah, it's the number one selling. I even tried to give it to you.
I am getting bullied.
No, you're not. That is your morning. You will if your school day forecast isn't any good. That was your morning mystery.
Okay.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
It's time for a look at your school day forecast, brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. If you're heading out to get on the bus in Regina, we're at 6 degrees. Cooler through Saskatoon, though, we're at -2. By lunchtime in Regina, sitting at 8 degrees, 10 degrees by lunch in Saskatoon. Winds starting to pick up at that noontime hour, though. By final bell, we'll be sitting at that expected daytime high in both cities. 11 degrees in Regina. We'll be seeing winds coming in up to about 40 kilometers per hour. And by final bell in Saskatoon, just a little bit stronger, up to about 45 kilometers per hour. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices in Regina. The common cost to fill up is $126.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $109.9. And in Saskatoon, the common cost to fill up is $124.9. You might find the lowest at $108.9. Taking a look at the farm markets now, the street price of canola at $559.92 per ton, and the futures price at $615.70 per ton. Amber Durham wheat at $282.27 per ton, and red spring wheat at $241.19 per ton this morning. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 71.18 cents US. After the break, shocking dash cam footage of that crash on Saskatoon's University Bridge yesterday. That headline and more coming up.
Welcome to your morning, Saskatchewan. It is 7:30 on this beautiful Friday. Let's get to your headlines and new video. Stop what you're doing and watch what you're about to see. It shows what happened leading up to the crash on Saskatoon's University Bridge yesterday. Stacey Hine reports.
University Bridge looked more like a scene from Grand Theft Auto Wednesday morning. This was recorded just before 9 a.m. from Shaugat Mohammed's rear dash cam.
I heard a noise. And then I saw on my rear camera, I saw there was a big accident.
Mohammed says he was driving home after dropping off his family at school. He was crossing University Bridge when, moments after passing this white van, a black car slammed into it.
I was shocked. I never thought I'm gonna see an accident like that.
No serious injuries were reported. Earlier that morning, a man was seen standing on the roof of a black car holding up traffic in the Stonebridge area. Saskatoon police say the two incidents are connected. Around 8:45 a.m., officers got reports of a black car driving erratically in the wrong lanes and ignoring traffic signals. An officer tried to stop the vehicle on 7th Avenue North, but the driver took off and moments later crashed into vehicles on the bridge. The driver, a 37-year-old man, was arrested for dangerous driving, evading police, and impaired driving. He was later released released from police custody without charges and has now been admitted to hospital under the Mental Health Services Act. Meanwhile, Mohammed says he's grateful no one was hurt and reminds drivers that even a routine trip can change in an instant.
We need to be very careful while we're driving.
Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Just wild video. While a provincial election is likely 3 years away in Saskatchewan, the NDP in this province made promises in front of the Yorkton Hospital yesterday. Rural and remote health critic Jared Clark says the Sask NDP is committing to building a new hospital in Yorkton if they form government in 2028. Adding staff of the current hospital is dedicated, but the facility is in pretty rough shape and in need of modernization.
We're ready and committed to do what it takes to build this new hospital, to make sure that there's housing here for recruiting new healthcare workers, because we know housing is an issue in Yorkton, and making sure that the municipal infrastructure is ready to support an upgrade or a new hospital here in Yorkton.
In response, the government says they will deliver on their commitment to build a hospital in Yorkton. Last year, the Premier announced plans and assessments on the possibility are in the works. The Saskatchewan Environmental Society voicing their disappointment after a Saskatchewan judge's decision to strike down a lawsuit against Sask Power. The SES's application argued government action to expand natural gas-fired electricity violates charter rights because of its negative climate change impacts, and asked the court to order Sask Power to set a credible target for reaching net zero greenhouse gas emissions as soon as possible. The court's ruling means the case will not proceed. In a statement, SES Vice President Bob Holliday says, quote, "While we respect the court's decision, we are concerned urgent issues surrounding Saskatchewan's electricity future remain unexamined," end quote. A family from Toronto left frustrated after Air Canada put their 18-month-old girl in a seat by herself.
You are a very large company that operates airplanes. You should know that children are on the plane, and you should make sure that they are safe, full stop.
The McLaughlin family was flying home from Tampa in January when they found out their daughter Molly was put on standby. At this point, the flight was already 5 hours delayed, and when Molly got a ticket finally, it was a seat by herself 6 rows away from her father and brother. Now, keep in mind, she is about a year and a half, she's a year-and-a-half-year-old scripting is weird. The McLaughlins said flight attendants refused to help them. That meant that the parents had to sort out their passengers on their own. The Canadian Transportation Agency says they didn't take action because Molly did end up sitting with her dad. Air Canada could have been fined up to $25,000. The backups are in for your Saskatchewan Roughriders tonight in Winnipeg. Jake Mayer will get the start at quarterback, but he will be without Dante Myers, Keyshawn Johnson, Sam Emelis, AJ Willett, Jamarcus Hardrick, Yoshi, and Logan Ferland. Would have been easier to list who was actually playing. Defensively, Micah Johnson is out along with Marcus Sales, Roland Milligan Jr., etc., etc. Tavon Campbell will play, though. He's missed the last 4 with injury.
I just want to see the effort. I just want to see them dialed in on their assignments. You know, no mental mistakes, no mental errors. You know, being fluent with the communication throughout the game.
Getting the monkey off your back a little bit early on felt good, but you know, we're going to show up on Friday night with a purpose, and then that purpose is to get better and compete as best we can.
We talked to the guys since training camp. At one point or another in the season, like, we're going to depend on you to help us try to win football games, and some of them have had to do it early, and some of them, you know, have to do it now. But just the way the season's gone, a lot of those guys, not like they're fresh faces.
6 o'clock kickoff tonight on the mighty TSN. The Regina Pats made a pair of moves yesterday. The team acquired veteran defenseman Carter Kowalik from the Seattle Thunderbirds in exchange for a 7th-round pick in 2027. Big boy, 6'5", 205 pounds, 177 games played, including 33 points and a whopping 218 penalty minutes. Now, earlier in the day, the team traded their starting goalie Kelton Pine to Vancouver for a 6th-rounder. Team is also celebrating Maddox Schultz and Liam Pugh being named to Canada's U17 program.
I think, you know, the biggest thing I can take away from it is learning what those players do. You know, get some tips from them. Obviously, I'll be playing on some of their lines, so just kind of asking them questions. Me and Liam are the young guys there, so the more we can learn off the older guys, the better.
Tournament gets underway on November 2nd with Team Canada White playing the first preliminary game against Sweden. We've got a couple of squads that go over there. They got a white and a red team. Let's go over to Kayleen Sawatsky, and the town of Bullier is dropping a beat.
Yeah, okay, so we got this in our inbox from the village of Bullier here. This was grown by Wendy. Take a look at that, 14.7 pounds is what we read in the email. How incredible is that?
Oh, my goodness.
What a harvest for Wendy this year. Let's turn our attention to this weather picture, though. This morning view is brought to you by recyclemyelectronics.ca, where you can find a drop-off location near you. 6 degrees to wake us up in Regina, seeing a little bit of that fog this morning, not as much as what we're seeing in some central zones where we actually do still have that dense fog advisory in effect. Some cloud cover also up in the sky, -2 in Saskatoon, where we are seeing a whole lot of that fog this morning. Make sure you're taking care out on those roads. The Futurecast showing that we are still seeing some of that rain down in that southeast corner. It's going to be pushing off into Manitoba later on this morning, and then we're just turning our attention way up to the north, where we still see some of that rain falling into this afternoon. We also see some of that purple pop up on the screen, and that does indicate some flurries for the north part of the province. We also see that system tracking southeast, going to be bringing some of that rain and light flurries to areas throughout some of the central zones into the later parts of the weekend. And then we look forward into Sunday, where we have a whole lot more of that rain on the way, mainly impacting areas around Saskatoon and Prince Albert there, but then we do have a chance of it reaching Regina on Sunday afternoon as well. Now, here's a look at those wind gusts. They are increasing today and could be peaking tomorrow, and then really carrying us into the end of the day on Monday. So it's going to be a windy next few days. Current temperatures, though, showing that we're seeing things right around where we saw them yesterday. La Ronge at 3 degrees right now, Spiritwood at 4 degrees, 1 degree in Hudson Bay, 3 degrees in Melfort. Just a little bit warmer down towards the south, so 6 degrees right now in Weyburn, 6 degrees in Estevan, and 7 degrees in Yorkton. Later on this afternoon, we'll be seeing some highs of about 11 degrees in Swift Current with that wind, 13 for Moose Jaw, 13 for Weyburn, and 13 degrees for Estevan with that mix of sun and cloud once this rain finally does push off. Yorkton up to about 11 degrees today. 11 degrees for Regina today as well, dropping down just slightly for our day tomorrow with that sunshine in the afternoon of 10 degrees. Again, though, could be seeing winds gusting up to about 55 kilometers per hour tomorrow. Now, winds going down slightly on Sunday, but still elevated compared to what we typically see. So they could be coming in up to about 40 kilometers per hour with that rain on Sunday afternoon, and the rain carrying us into Monday as we drop down to about 6 degrees. In Saskatoon, 11 degrees today, 11 degrees tomorrow, 10 degrees on Sunday with that rain on the way, and then also dropping down to 6 degrees on Monday with that mix of sun and cloud.
All right, well, it's everybody's favorite time of the season, and that is spooky season. So, you know, we couldn't miss an opportunity to come on down to the Government House this morning, talk a little bit about some spooky upcoming events they've got. So I've got Chad with me, the manager here. Chad, thank you so much for having us this morning.
Thanks for coming down. We appreciate you coming.
We are really excited to be here this morning. So a couple events coming up. Tell me a little bit about them.
Yeah, for sure. It's our busy time of year. Our first event is happening this Saturday. It's a ticketed event. It's called Here Before, and it's a seance, an interactive seance performance. So it's promising to be quite engaging for the audience, and you get to solve a little bit of mysteries and clues, and that moves the story forward, and there's a reception and treats and stuff, so it'll be a fun evening.
That sounds like a ton of fun. So what kind of inspired this for this year? Have you seen a great outcome in the previous years?
No, this is our first time at something like this. We've done seances here in the past, smaller versions of it, and they were popular, so we thought we'd give it a go. And we've even got a family performance in the afternoon. So there's a 2 o'clock performance and a 6:30 performance.
Amazing. All right. Well, it sounds like a really fun time and something that even camera operator Ashley would love to be a part of here.
Oh, and you get to dress up. Don't forget to dress up.
Ooh, don't forget that good costume. All right. So how can people learn a little bit more information about this?
They can definitely find everything they need on our website at governmenthouse.sk.ca.
Perfect. All right. Well, it sounds like a really, really good time coming up here. So that is on Saturday.
That's on Saturday. And then The week after, on the Thursday, Friday night, we are open for the evening, and we're providing ghost tours of the property, of the building. They're about 40-minute tours, and it's a first-come, first-serve, no registration required. You just come and listen to some of the stories that we've collected over the years about ghosts and apparitions here at Government House.
Ooh, spooky. All right, well, sounds like something I might even come to see. That sounds like a great time, Chad. And one more event to round off this very spooky week.
Yeah, and it's a big one. It's our biggest one. It's an annual event. It's called Tricks and Treats, and you get to come and tour the building and collect candy from some of our friends in the community. The Regina Symphony Orchestra, Museums Association, Heritage Saskatchewan, Globe's going to be here. RSM is sending Munchie down for a visit, and you're all welcome to dress up for that one. And then we have a magic show in the ballroom. Danny Kazam is here once again this year, and he will be presenting 4 different shows that afternoon. So it's a ton of fun, and we have lots of people here.
Amazing. Well, it sounds like it. And this is also a costume event as well.
Always.
Always. All right. So don't forget to find your best costume. Come on out. Have a really good time, Chad. Thank you so much for having us this morning.
Thank you for coming.
All right. And that wraps things up for us down here at the Government House.
Here's what's happening in our community. A rummage sale October 15th to 17th starting at 9 a.m. over at St. Andrew's United Church in Esterhazy. Call 306-745-7259. Harvest of Art Show and Sale happens October 17th, 18th, and 19th at the Royal Hotel, 4025 Albert Street South. PrairieArtistGuild.org for more. The Sports World Collectibles Show happens Saturday, October 18th from 10 to 5 at Northgate Mall. That's at 489 Albert Street. Admission is free. At a craft fair happening Sunday, October 19th, 11 to 3 at the Fillmore Recreation Center out in Fillmore. If you want more information, call 306-722-3731. If you want your event shown here, email us, reginacommunity@bellmedia.ca at least 2 weeks in advance.
Wardrobe consideration by Colin O'Brien Man's Shop, defining contemporary style for over 20 years.
It's October 17th, and we have a lot of milestones to share with you, so let's dive right on in. We'll start off with a belated birthday wish. Phoenix was celebrating a birthday yesterday, turning 11 years old. We hope you had an awesome day with love from your family. Happy birthday wish is also going out to Levi, turning 36 years old. We hope you have a great day with lots of love from your mom and your family. Turning 30 years old today is Sequoia Rain. Happy birthday wishes coming to you from your whole family. Enjoy your day. Happy birthday wishes also going out to Adeline today. She's turning 8 years old. Have a fabulous day with love from your mom, sisters, Nana, and Papa. And get this, another Adeline is celebrating a birthday today. This one turning 7 years old. Happy birthday to you from all of your family and the kiddies. Happy birthday to Gary, marking his 64th trip around the sun. Lots of love coming from Esther and Rocket. Have a great day. Also celebrating today is Danica for her 6th birthday. Happy birthday wishes coming your way from your mom, dad, and Kale. 1 year older than that, Quinn is partying today for her 7th birthday. Have an amazing day. Love coming from your mom and dad. Happy 11th birthday to Isla. We hope you have a great time on your special day. Lots of love coming to you from your mom, dad, and Winnie. And looking forward to the weekend, Gil Andrews is marking his 80th birthday tomorrow, and his family is sending him so much love. We hope you have an incredible birthday. If you have anything you want to celebrate, send us your milestones to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca. Make sure you send those in 1 day in advance.
All right, let's head back out to Janella Pie at Sticks and Doodles this morning.
Okay, well, I'm coming back to you from Sticks and Doodles down here in Regina. I've got Kyle back with me. Kyle, we've had so much fun this morning, and it's not over yet because we have some really special ornaments to go over.
Yeah, so it is our annual ornament launch today. Our website is now live. You can order from anywhere in Saskatchewan, anywhere in Canada, and you can ship anywhere on Earth. Everything in this store we make, and we're really proud of it. And a huge part of what we make are things for people to celebrate milestones. And so 2 of the biggest milestones that people have in their lives are having a new baby or becoming a grandparent, as well as getting a pet, and sometimes on the other side, losing a pet and going through those things. And so we have ornaments that are both personalized, where you can actually have a baby's name or their birth stats or a pet's name put onto the ornament. And then we also have ones that are just really good ones that you can give for a gift. So if you know you have a friend that's pregnant, we've got a really cute bun in the oven ornament. We've got some first Christmas as a grandparent ornaments, and a couple about cats destroying your trees. So there is this huge range of, hyper meaningful milestone ornaments to really good ones that are just gift ideas that you can give to people that you really care about.
Incredible. Well, they are gorgeous, and anybody would be lucky to have these as a gift because they are so sweet. Now, you did mention previously about how these are all made right here in this store. What is the benefit of shopping so local?
Yeah, so because we're here, we really know the people here, and so you'll see a lot of things that are tied to the community. We also really stand behind our products so that when you order something from Sticks and Doodles, it's not coming from a factory overseas. It is being crafted by hand here, and you'll see that because I have an ornament for you here because I believe you have a pet at home that you adore very much.
Yes.
And so you're able to see in person how these things look. So,
well, thank you so much. You are spoiling me over here. We're having a lot of fun. It's not over yet. We are going to be back in the next hour, and we are going to show you a couple more ideas for Christmas ornaments this year. Kyle, thank you so much.
Very welcome. Thank you.
Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000, and it's time for today's code word. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is Friday. Head to the contest page on our website or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter that code word along with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Saskatchewan's $20,000 giveaway.
Big weekend plans, Chase?
You know what? No. And I am very excited about that. I think we're going to do a little cleaning up because our basement is just full of all of the wedding stuff. And apparently our hot water heater has also sprung a leak this morning too. So we're going to be dealing with that this weekend. Before I go into it, though, I hope to give someone a really great start to the weekend. That trip to Jamaica, we're going to be making another winning phone call right after 8 o'clock. And if you haven't got in for this yet, our next code word is coming up right at 8 a.m. and they go every 2 hours until 6 p.m. So make sure you get in on that, and hopefully you are flying out before that snow really hits.
You've had a couple busy weekends. We can forgive you one. Thanks, Chase.
Thanks, General. Have a good one.
Ace Frehley, founding member and original lead guitarist of the band Kiss, has died. Paul Daniel Frehley, known by his Kiss persona as Space Ace or the Spaceman, was inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame as a member of the band in 2014. He was 74 years old. Jennifer Lopez is tamping down on speculation that she'll appear alongside Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show, telling Watch What Happens Live that she hasn't gotten any calls, but that she'd definitely do it if asked.
What happened? President Rayburn died 4 minutes ago.
Season 3 of Netflix's The Diplomat is out now. Bradley Whitford joins the cast this season as the husband of President Grace Penn, played by his former West Wing castmate Allison Janney. In a surprise move, Pop Culture Jeopardy, after a successful first season on Amazon Prime, will now air its second season on Netflix.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
Well, I do know that you know that I know what you know. You know?
Kristen Wiig is back for another round of tropical scandal in a new trailer for Palm Royale. Season 2 finds the cast navigating the high society of Florida's beachfront communities after a public breakdown. Laura Dern, Allison Janney, and Ricky Martin also star. Season 2 hits Apple TV on November 14th. And the real Slim Shady is celebrating a birthday. Eminem turns 53 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
You didn't know we always bet vote on the birthday in the entertainment story to see who gets to go first. I was closest because you thought Eminem was how old?
I thought he was 57, but only because he recently became a grandfather, and in my head that makes sense that the high 50s.
Okay.
I was wrong.
All right. Animal names can be hard to pronounce, but not for this kid.
Jackson, can you say Sulawesi Babirusa? Babirusa. Oh my gosh, nice job.
Jackson's got it. He suffers from 2 congenital heart disorders, and this whole page that they do is dedicated to showing him living his life to the fullest.
Oh, what a smart kiddo.
There you go.
Very articulate.
Jeremy Dodge, your turn.
Okay, let's talk about some pets. And you know, they always play favorites with their parents, and it's obvious when you're not the one they choose.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is Bella, a daddy's girl, to be sure. Lots of cuddles for dad.
Yep.
Not so much for mama.
Bye-bye.
My cats very heavily prefer me to my husband. Does your dog have a preference, Daryl?
Yeah, whoever is about to eat. So 5 o'clock it's Aria, 6 o'clock it's Mateo. We're back right after this. October 17th.
With so-called reverse onus bail, it will no longer be up to the Crown to prove why someone should stay behind bars.
What we know ahead of the border security announcement expected from the Liberal government.
They don't post the itemized receipts along with those expenses.
Why the Canadian Taxpayers Federation is calling for some details regarding provincial spending.
Tied on its second, nobody out. The 8th pitch, a high line drive to right field. Canzone's going back. It's gone again.
Toronto Blue Jays do it again, downing the Seattle Mariners. It's all tied up, going to another one tonight. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl Rumbold.
And I'm Kayleen Swatsky. This is what we like to call here on Your Morning Saskatchewan Good Time Friday.
Good Time Friday, yeah, because our weekend's just about here, and yours is a little ways away. I do have to make one note. You've done a fabulous job with the birthdays as milestones. If you're sending them to Sask Morning Live at bellmedia.ca, show doesn't exist, email doesn't exist. So if you sent them to that address, you ain't getting on the air.
I did get a couple emails saying, why didn't my birthday go on? And I said, we have a new email.
Yeah.
Your Morning Saskatchewan at CTV.ca.
And if you forget it, it's on that beautiful L frame that I know absolutely every one of you love and never called me about, okay? Let's get to news. The Liberal government is expected to make an announcement on border security today. The Prime Minister also announced bail reform is coming.
With so-called reverse onus bail, it will no longer be up to the Crown to prove why someone should stay behind bars.
The bill is expected to make it harder for people convicted of violent crimes to be granted bail. They'll also change the criminal code, they say, to allow consecutive sentencing. The bill will end conditional sentencing for sexual offenses, which allowed people to serve their time at home. The opposition leader says it's nothing new.
All he promised was to reintroduce something the Liberals already announced 2 years ago.
Prime Minister Carney also announcing yesterday next month's budget will include a nearly $2 billion boost for the RCMP. There are calls for more transparency in how the Premier and his cabinet spend travel dollars. Out of province are released every 6 months, but the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, easy for me to say it should be done more often. Wayne Mantica reports.
The Canadian Taxpayers Federation says money spent on travel by the Premier and Cabinet may well be justified, but it wants a more precise accounting.
The bottom line is that taxpayers pay all the bills for the provincial government, and they need as many and as easy ways as possible to access what that money is being spent on.
The government releases travel totals every 6 months. The Taxpayers Federation cites a recent $25,000 trade mission to Mexico that involved the Premier and a handful of officials. The accounting doesn't say who spent what.
They don't post the itemized receipts along with those expenses. And those are important for taxpayers to know because it shows whether the government is spending money on renting a Corolla or a Corvette.
How the government accounts for travel has been a sore point with the NDP for some time. It has proposed legislation that would change that.
We're very concerned about the lack of transparency from this government. Travel's a piece of it. Of course, travel is really important right now, but ensuring that dollars are well spent is something that's always a concern for us.
The government says it takes transparency very seriously and will continue working to increase it whenever possible. Information and privacy commissioners in half of Canadian provinces and in the federal government can order the release of documents, but not in Saskatchewan. It's an issue that the NDP say it will continue to pursue. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Wild video trending online, Jeremy Dodge from your city, and it is scary.
Yeah, as this was on the University Bridge on Wednesday, and this man's dash cam caught the moment of the dramatic crash as it unfolded behind him this week. This was just before 9 a.m. Wednesday from Shaugat Muhammad's rear dash cam. He says he was driving home after dropping off his family at school, and while crossing the University Bridge, this black car came speeding into view.
I never thought I am gonna see an accident like that, like going into the wrong lane on a busy road, like on top of the University Bridge, where there is no chance to making a space when you see there is a oncoming traffic towards to you.
Saskatoon police say the driver of the black car has been charged with dangerous driving, evading police, and impaired driving, and has now been admitted to hospital under the Mental Health Services Act. No one was seriously injured. A jury in a Saskatoon manslaughter trial is deliberating. Roderick Sutherland pleaded not guilty to manslaughter, unlawful confinement, and offering an indignity to human remains in connection to the death of 30-year-old Megan Gallagher. The judge rehashing the evidence heard in the trial and delivering instructions to jurors yesterday and explaining how to apply the law to reach a verdict. And the jury must be unanimous. Daryl, staff at Sask Polytech concerned about job security this week.
Yeah, staff say layoffs may go deeper than you realize. Keenan Sorokhan reports.
The layoffs at Saskatchewan Polytechnic continue to grow. After a series of layoffs in the spring and summer, the Saskatchewan Polytechnic Faculty Association says a new round of layoffs is eliminating 25 faculty positions.
It's having a chilling effect on students. It's having a chilling effect on faculty.
This pushes the total number of faculty association members laid off since April to 63.
I've heard many people saying that they would rather return to industry.
This number doesn't include members of the Saskatchewan Government and General Employees Union, which says it lost 48 members to layoffs since August, pushing the total between the two unions to 111 people.
Okay, well, what's the plan? There is no plan that anybody has heard.
Zawada Weeb says she's never seen reductions like this in her 36 years working with Sask Poly, and many are wondering if they'll be around for Christmas. Sask Poly said last week the cuts are in response to a cap on international students from the federal government, which has reduced enrollment.
So much uncertainty, and that's the challenge moving forward for the whole post-secondary sector. Saskatchewan Polytechnic is not alone.
The Saskatchewan NDP says reliable funding wouldn't have put Sask Poly in this position.
It's a $6 million cut as compared to last year. So if you see, it's a chronic underfunding from last number of years.
The province says it's working towards a new multi-year funding deal to keep providing training opportunities, and it's those opportunities Downton fears will be lost if the layoffs continue.
If we aren't educating our students in Saskatchewan, my concern is that we will lose them to the other provinces and they will never return.
Keenan Sorokhan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Moose Jaw is launching a new project to preserve its rich history. Memory Keeper is an online platform used to store mixed media content. The Heritage Advisory Committee and its partners spent 2 years gathering photos, stories, documents, and more to display on the page.
To keep those stories living and to keep them in one place like Memory Keeper is just extremely convenient, and I think an excellent resource for people to learn about Moose Jaw and then people to be proud of Moose Jaw.
The Saskatoon Hilltops and Regina Thunder each entered this weekend's CJFL playoffs with players from unique places. CTV's Matt Young has more on some unique Hilltops from south of the border who are making the best of their time up north.
I didn't know they took football in Canada so serious. I mean, I knew they played ball. I knew they had their own professional league, but I didn't know it was as big as it was.
That's what Hilltops running back David Collins noticed when he arrived in Saskatoon from Minnesota, where he spent time in the NCAA Division II and junior college athletic ranks before joining the Blue and Gold.
I just really don't think I was looking in the States. I mean, I think I was ready for something like completely different. I was ready for a culture shock.
He says he was connected to the organization by current Hilltop receiver David Boyd Jr., also from the U.S., who spent time with the Regina Thunder last season. Coach Tom Sargent got Collins' highlight film and liked what he saw.
I say, hey, I could use some of that here. So then me and David Collins started talking, and then, you know, somehow, some way, we got him here, and now he's a 1,000-yard rusher for the Saskatoon Hilltops.
He says they found a place for him to stay and got him involved helping coach high school football. Now he's scoring touchdowns and embracing the larger Canadian field.
I mean, I like the longer field personally because, I mean, not only does it give you a better chance to get more yards, but with the space on the field, you get a lot more plays that you can run.
And the competition level?
There's a lot of athletes that I feel like could play in the NCAA Division II level.
Personally, I think Canadian football is a little overlooked. Like, I feel like it definitely keeps up with football back home. It's very competitive.
Collins is one of 3 imports on the roster, along with David Boyd Jr. and Isaiah Valderutin from New Jersey, all welcomed with open arms. Did you get the culture shock you were looking for?
I definitely did get the culture shock I was looking for. I mean, everybody was super nice when I come here, and they still are. I mean, everybody's super welcoming.
But make no mistake, don't expect an American takeover. Sargent says Saskatchewan athletes will always be the backbone of the Hilltops.
Championships or games or whatever, the heart and soul of this team will always be the Saskatchewan athlete. That's it. That's all.
Matt Young, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Big weekend in football this weekend. The ALCS is tied up at 2.
Here comes the 1-2. Raleigh tries to lay off, but he went around strike 3.
The Jays beat the Mariners 8-2 last night. Max Scherzer was sensational. Game 5 is tonight. Let's get right to your weather forecast because everybody wants to know what's in store for the weekend. Kayleen.
Well, the temperature is not going to be so bad. It's those winds that we're going to be talking about into the weekend. Let's take a look at this morning view, though. It's brought to you by recyclemyelectronics.ca, where you can find a drop-off location near you. Now, all morning long, we've just been stuck at the 6-degree mark in Regina. Better than what we've been seeing through some of the central zones, though, where we've been seeing a lot of places still into the negatives this morning. So we'll appreciate that positive temperature. Winds are starting to go up, but still not super gusty out there yet. We're going to be seeing that into the afternoon. Clouds to wake us up in Regina and in Saskatoon, still seeing some of that fog this morning, and we're still at -1 to start the day. The futurecast showing that rain that we're still expecting to be falling in the southeast corner until later on this morning. And then that's finally going to be pushing off into Manitoba. We'll turn our attention way up north to where we're seeing some of that snow and rain coming into the picture. And then as we continue on into Saturday morning, we see that tracking southeast and going to be bringing some rain to parts of the central zone as well. Looking forward into Sunday, we're going to be talking about that rain falling in Saskatoon, Prince Albert, also having a chance of that tracking down to Regina as well. Today's wind gusts, though, looking like we could be seeing winds up to about 40 kilometers per hour in a lot of places. Some places, like Saskatoon, for example, we could be seeing them gusting up to 50 kilometers per hour. So it is going to be a very gusty day out there. Current temperatures showing Spiritwood at 4 degrees right now, Melfort at 4 degrees, 2 degrees in Hudson Bay, and -3 in South End, -1 in Saskatoon, 7 degrees in Yorkton, and 2 degrees in Assiniboia. Later on this afternoon, we're going to be seeing temperatures right around that seasonal average. So 13 degrees for Weyburn, 13 for Estevan, with just a little bit more of that sunshine there. Once we see that rain pushing away from Yorkton, we will see some of those clouds in the sky, 11 degrees. Moose Jaw with that wind up to 13 degrees, and Swift Current up to 11 degrees today. 11 degrees also happens to be Regina's expected daytime high with a mix of sun and clouds. More sunshine on the way for our day tomorrow, but also stronger winds. Could be gusting up to about 55 kilometers per hour with that high of 10 degrees, and 12 degrees on Sunday with more of that rain on the way. 11 degrees to carry us into tomorrow in Saskatoon. Sunday, with that rain falling, we'll be reaching that high of 10 degrees and then dropping down to 6 degrees by Monday.
On this day in 1970, Quebec's Minister of Immigration, Manpower and Labour, Pierre Laporte, was found dead in the trunk of his car. October 17, 2011, Sable Island in Nova Scotia is officially designated a National Park Reserve. And it was October 17th of 1995 when the Toronto Raptors made the NBA debut at Toronto's Sky Dome.
In case you missed it, the touring Banksy exhibit has left Saskatoon and is ready to open today in Edmonton.
For me, I feel like we're exposing people to art who don't have the opportunity to be exposed by the art or go to Europe to see the actual buildings where he painted on.
It's called The Art of Banksy Without Limits. It has more than 60 original pieces from the world-famous street artist. You can also check out more than 100 certified replicas. This is the exhibit's third and final stop in Canada, and it was in Saskatoon this summer.
You went,
and
right?
It was a sight to behold. Yeah, it was super cool how they changed the Scotia Centre into this massive, I don't know, it's like a big, you walk through it and it's an experience the whole way through. It's very cool.
They had the Van Gogh thing here. Did you go to that?
Oh, I loved the Van Gogh exhibit. Yes.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
Bring that back.
Nice to see art attracting more people, different people. Question of the day, we got some positivity finally for MGK headlining the Grey Cup halftime show. Some people agreed with what I said, which was if maybe it brings in some younger and different viewers.
Yeah, so that's what Dave says. Dave says, I'm in my 50s. I'm not a fan of MGK, but I think it's a good idea to attract the younger fans to the halftime show. The game and the Riders winning the championship is what will actually make Dave happy. Another answer saying, I personally think it's a good choice to bring MGK. He's got a lot of different styles. He's not just a one-trick pony and will breathe a breath of fresh air into the CFL. So
I mean, I'm not a fan. He's a weird guy. I'm not a fan. I don't love his music, but it's something different. They're trying something.
Yeah, let them try something, right? Michelle's saying, I've heard of him, but have literally never heard a single song he has put out. Really couldn't care. Halftime is for snack refills and bathroom breaks.
Yeah, we bet you have.
Steph also agreeing, saying, sounds like a good time to fill up the snacks and go to the bathroom, etc. Here's another answer saying, the Grey Cup reaction checklist. 1, I don't know who they are. Number 2, I don't like them. Number 3, why aren't they Canadian?
Every year.
That's 100% true.
Yeah, another answer saying, never heard of MGK. CFL could have done better with any Canadian talent. So a lot of Canadian love on our text line this morning. Heather on X saying, my first thought was, who is MGK? Then I realized it is Machine Gun Kelly. Good performer if you like rap music. Not sure if the Grey Cup is going to be his type of crowd, though, which is a fair answer.
Yeah, especially in Winterpeg.
But we never know until we try. Thank you for answering today's question of the day.
A new warning now for those playing one of the fastest growing sports in North America. And that is, of course, pickleball. Alex Carpa now on what to watch out for.
The sport of pickleball is a hit with Canadians and is growing in popularity.
Fell in love with it instantly.
Tony Scavarelli has been playing for 3 years. He likes it so much, he became an instructor.
Pickleball is probably one of the best sports for you physically and mentally.
But as the sport's popularity grows, so too do the number of injuries. In addition to the regular knee and shoulder pains, a new study from the Journal of the American Medical Association finds that pickleball-related eye injuries have increased over the past 4 years.
You're generally a little bit lower. People lob in this game a lot more than they were before as well, and so you have that downward momentum if people just may not have their paddle in the right place to secure it, and also just not expecting it as well.
The report finds that some of the more severe eye injuries include include orbital fractures and retinal detachment from either the pickleball itself or the paddle.
Whenever something's very popular, you see more injuries.
Optometrist Dr. Nadine Shelton says she saw a handful of patients for pickleball-related injuries this past summer. She says people should wear eye protection even though it's not mandatory.
We're going to recommend wearing glasses, wearing sunglasses. There is sports glasses. You can do safety glasses, or have had groups of people coming in, sometimes even as a pickleball team, getting sports glasses or getting safety glasses to protect their eyes.
A message on safety, Scavarelli says he will give to the new players so they too can enjoy the sport he loves. Alex Carper, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Health Report, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Blue Cross, protecting your health since 1946.
It is a big night tonight at Prairieland Park in Saskatoon, but for now, our Mike Siona is learning more about it at Cheshire Homes. Mike.
Well, one more time down here at Cheshire Homes with the one and only Laura Lee Cummins and Celeste Halcrow. And we're talking about the Celebrating Abilities Gala, which is tonight here in support of Cheshire Homes. Give us the details of what to expect tonight.
So tonight is going to be lots of fun. We are going to have cocktails, a supper, a silent auction with many things to bid on. And there's going to be vendors, and we're going to end the night with our special guest speaker, Alvin Lowe.
I love that. Now, we've been talking kind of all morning long here about what the money raised tonight goes to support, and obviously the ability to have a Cheshire Homes specific accessible transportation vehicle would be huge. What would it mean for you?
It would be huge for me and all the residents. One of the big barriers is booking. You have to book 3 days in advance. It starts at 9 o'clock. You can be on hold for hours. I once got I called 95 times with a busy signal. So yeah, it's hard to book. And what if things change in those 3 days? Or what if you don't know you have something coming up?
Right, yeah.
So the vehicle would be great for us.
No doubt about that. And obviously that is echoed to all of the residents. I mean, just you were mentioning earlier, if someone calls and you have a medical appointment that pops up in 48 hours, you just can't get there right now.
No, it's unavailable. And then you have to call a taxi, and those have its challenges as well. And do they have the money to pay for that taxi?
Right, yeah. So there you go. It's going to be a tremendous evening tonight. It's been a fantastic morning. Thank you both for spending it with us here. And now the tickets are all sold out for this year's gala, but you can always make a donation and help make that reality of a new accessible vehicle come true for Cheshire Homes.
Believe it or not, Remembrance Day is quickly approaching, and there are a number of tributes happening in and around the province. And this one is very special. It's a dark hall in Regina, and it features the Nightingales. Carolyn Spears is a member of that fine organization, the group. Thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm disappointed you're not going to sing today.
Yeah, well, maybe another time.
Maybe another time. Tell us what the Nightingales are all about. How'd you guys get started?
Right, well, the Nightingales are a group of friends. We've been performing together for many, many years, but we just formed this group. It's a quartet of women during COVID. So it was an interesting time to get together, but we wanted to pay tribute to veterans in our community by singing the gorgeous songs of the First and Second World War eras.
And now you'll be at Dark Hall performing some of those on Remembrance Day.
Yes, we've been at the Artesian for quite a few years, but we're really excited to be at Dark Hall. It's such a beautiful venue, beautifully renovated, as you know. And Dark Hall itself has a really interesting wartime history, because one of the College Avenue buildings was a wartime pilots training facility. So it's great to be in Dark Hall at this beautiful location.
And I've seen your performances before. You honor a veteran. Is the veteran connected to that campus?
Yes, so this year we're going to be honoring Howard Leighton Brown, and Howard was a Royal Air Force pilot, a bomber pilot, and he was stationed in Estevan because he was part of the Commonwealth Air Training Program. He was a flight instructor, but then he was called back to Europe for D-Day, where he flew a Lancaster bomber. But Howard was a virtuoso violinist. He was the conductor of the Regina Symphony Orchestra and the concertmaster, and he maintained a studio right in Dark Hall for many, many years. He instructed many violinists who went on to careers, many in our own symphony orchestra today. So it'll be beautiful to sing in tribute to him in the very building where he had his studio for so many years.
What do you want people to walk away from the performance with?
Well, these songs are beautiful, but also the interesting thing about the songs, especially from the Second World War, is that they're really fun and they really help people to smile and have a good time. So we have a lot of laughs during our show. It's a little bit like a wartime variety show with lots of song and dance and lots of humor. So we really want people to take away just a beautiful remembrance of the time period and the people who served our country, both the people who were veterans serving in the war, but also their families back home. So it should be an inspiring but fun evening together. I should say afternoon, because it's a matinee.
So interesting that the songs are so almost joyous.
It is
for
funny.
a dark time in our history.
It's really true, and I think for them, perhaps the music was an escape from what was happening all around them, and lots of people went to the dance halls during the war and danced together. Many of them met the love of their life during the war, so bittersweet memories for them, right? Because it was a tough time. You know, you didn't know if you were going to live. You didn't know if your partner was going to return home.
Right.
But also these beautiful relationships forged during the time, and it's all remembered through the music and through these songs.
Where do we get the tickets?
Right, Dark Hall is hosting everything for us this year, so we're really fortunate. So tickets are on sale at Dark Hall, and people can go online or go there in person if you'd like to pay cash. They'll take every kind of form of payment.
We still accept that around these parts. Thank you, Carolyn. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Welcome to Your Morning. It's 8:30. A Canadian family has set out on a journey for accountability after their 18-month-old baby was assigned a seat all on her own on board an Air Canada Rouge flight, rows away from mom and dad. Adrian Gabriel reports.
A sun-kissed Florida vacation ended in a cloud of uncertainty. The McLaughlin family's journey home to Toronto began with a 5-hour flight delay. Then the family of four learned that their 18-month-old daughter, Margaret, who they call Molly for short, had been placed on standby.
I said, how could she be on standby?
Eventually given a ticket, the McLaughlins then realized their toddler had been assigned to a seat all by herself, more than 6 rows away from her closest parent. Greg McLaughlin claims Air Canada flight attendants then refused to ask customers to switch seats, leaving the family to figure it out with passengers on their own.
You are a very large company that operates airplanes. You should know that children are on the plane, and you should make sure that they are safe, full stop.
Regulations state that children under 5 should be in a seat adjacent to their parent.
Hello, Greg. This is Amanda from the Canadian Transportation Agency.
Following a months-long investigation by the Canadian Transportation Agency, the CTA left this voicemail for the family last week.
We want to inform you that the investigation has now concluded and no enforcement action will be taken at this time.
I don't know why the Canadian taxpayer is paying for that agency. I'm not sure who they're protecting.
The maximum fine Air Canada could have received is $25,000. Consumer advocates believe the lack of action highlights a systemic issue.
The Canadian Transportation Agency and the government are serving the airline's private, financial, corporate interest instead of the public interest of passengers.
In an email, the CTA say their investigation found that the infant was seated with her family for flight AC 1659 and that no infraction to the regulations was found. According to her father, the only reason Molly ended up seated with her family was because her parents and passengers fixed the issue, while Air Canada staff refused to help. An email from Air Canada in part states that the airline has since taken measures to reinforce compliance through improved seat assignment technology. Air Canada eventually offered the family vouchers for future travel. The McLaughlins have declined.
For the family, they say this was never about receiving compensation. They never asked for vouchers. They simply wanted Air Canada to be held accountable. In their case, they believe that's something the Canadian Transportation Agency has failed to do. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Mississauga, Ontario.
October is Disability Awareness Month. Mick Favel reports.
For 2 years, Mick has been working as a happiness maker at Sticks and Doodles, helping to create works of art for hundreds of customers. It's a position which makes the most of his strengths.
I like it. I get to work with my hands all the time. I pretty much grew up working with my hands. As a kid, I would always help my dad build things.
Mick is a unique employee at Sticks and Doodles. He is part of a Regina-based initiative known as 4 to 40, a program which helps people experiencing disability find meaningful and fulfilling employment. 4 to 40 looks for the most appropriate and fitting positions for their clients to get the most out of the experience for all involved.
It's huge when we're able to make that perfect match between the person's, their skills, their abilities, their interests, and what the employer needs. So it really is trying to find meaningful work for the employee that is also meaningful work for the employer.
Since 2014, the program has helped over 80 individuals find employment, with 32 clients currently in the Saskatchewan workforce. Sticks and Doodles is one of the 50 employer partners taking part. Co-owner Kyle Moffat says Mick on board has created a better work environment for all employees.
The whole program has really taught me a lot about positive HR policies, not just with somebody that maybe has an intellectual disability, but with all people. And I think that's had a really big impact on all of us.
According to management, Mick is a valuable part of the team, a hard worker who is incredibly efficient at many tasks, who helps make the world of Sticks and Doodles go round. The satisfaction of buyers continues to drive his work ethic.
Someone comes in here and they buy something and they get a joy on their face, I would say, and I get to say I made that.
The true definition of a happiness maker, proving that inclusivity benefits us all. Mick Favel, CTV News, Regina.
Regina Pats traded their goalie and acquired a defenseman one day after two of their prospects were chosen to wear the maple leaf. Jacob Carr reports.
It's a good thing that both Maddox Schultz and Liam Pugh love the game of hockey. In early November, they will have to put their juggling act of under-18 Pat Canadiens games and WHL Pats games on hold, as they will don their third different uniform this season, representing Team Canada White at the Under-17 World Challenge.
Obviously, when you get the chance to represent your country, it obviously feels really good. I really look forward to going to Truro and hopefully winning a gold medal.
You dream of playing and having the leaf on your crest, so it's pretty special to be able to be wearing the Canada jersey.
For the young duo, both the Pats and Pat Canadiens seasons are now in full swing. While the Pats are off to a slow 1-5-1 start, the Pats C's have came out of the gate hot with a 5-1 record. Finding the right amount of games and rest between the two clubs for Pugh and Schultz is a balancing act.
So if we're tired, need days off after a 3-game weekend, 2-game weekend, whatever it is, then we got to take a day off. So we kind of just take it week by week, month by month, see how we're feeling.
Two former Pat Canadiens in Boston Tate and Chase Serkan will also be donning the maple leaf, but for Team Canada Red. Schultz is looking forward to reuniting with his old teammates.
You know, we had a pretty good team last year. Obviously won a national championship, which is really nice. But I think our team last year was really bonded, so you know, I got really tight with those two, and it's going to be fun to play against them.
Schultz and Pugh's first action with Team Canada White will be November 2nd as they take on Team Sweden in Truro, Nova Scotia. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
I'm sure they are as excited as Jacob Carr was delivering that piece. The PBR Classic's coming to Saskatoon. Let's get some people in there.
Yeah, so the PBR Saskatoon Classic is coming to SaskTel Centre in Saskatoon on October 24th and 25th. And we want you to get in on all the action. Enter online now at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca for your chance to win a family pack of 4 tickets for the Saturday night show. Now let's turn our attention over to this weather picture here. Starting to get a little brighter out there, but still seeing some fog in many places across the province, really concentrating throughout the central zones, though. Saskatoon still seeing some of that fog this morning. 6 degrees in Regina, though. Also seeing some of that cloud cover and winds starting to go up. Going to be quite gusty for the afternoon. We're at -1 degree in Saskatoon this hour. Now let's take a look at those wind gusts for this afternoon. Those areas lighting up in yellow could be surpassing 40 km/h winds. Saskatoon Saskatoon could be even reaching up to about 50 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow is the day that we're going to be seeing those wind gusts peaking, though, where some places could be seeing them up to about 60 kilometers per hour. Now, later on this morning, we are going to be seeing that system down in the southeast corner pushing off finally into Manitoba, and we'll be seeing some sunshine finally down in that corner. Then we turn our attention up to the north, where we're still seeing some of that rain. It's going to be moving in from the north. It's going to be tracking southeast, bringing some rain and some light flurries into Saturday morning. And then as we continue on to Sunday, we see some more rain coming in from Alberta, also coming in with some very light flurries, going to be impacting areas around Saskatoon and Prince Albert. And yes, it could be reaching Regina on Sunday afternoon as well. Let's take a look now at some current temperatures across the country. We're seeing the warmest temperature right now over near Thunder Bay, where we're seeing those yellow colors there, 13 degrees there. However, we're seeing 10 degrees over in Vancouver, 4 degrees in Calgary. We're seeing 10 degrees in Winnipeg to start the day, 9 degrees in Toronto, and 8 degrees over in Montreal. Later on this afternoon, we'll be seeing a high of 13 degrees in Vancouver with that rain falling. Calgary up to 8 degrees, also seeing some of that rain this afternoon. And Winnipeg up to 11 degrees, could be seeing a very light drizzle. Some rain continuing over in Toronto this afternoon, where they reached that high of 12 degrees. Ottawa getting a mix of sun and cloud, and Montreal up to 13 degrees. In Regina today, the high expected to be about 11 degrees with that mix of sun and cloud. Some more sunshine on the way for tomorrow, up to 10 degrees. And then with that rain coming in on Sunday, we're expecting that high of 12 degrees before dropping down to 6 degrees on Monday as that rain continues. 11 degrees in Saskatoon today, carrying into tomorrow with that sunshine, and then that rain on the way for Sunday. We're expecting that temperature to be about 10 degrees before dropping down to 6 degrees on Monday with that mix of sun and cloud.
Drugs.
The biggest meth seizure ever at New Zealand's border.
Concealed in Canadian goods.
It was inside maple syrup.
Fueling addiction.
How much did this amount cost? It's killing our families.
Halfway around the world.
So that is meth from Canada.
W5 exposes a global pipeline.
The product's flat again.
And a crisis made in Canada.
Who is investigating that?
W5 investigates with Avery Haynes. Saturday at 7 on CTV.
Hockey season is underway, and if you've seen the billboards, there's one super draft that you want to be a part of if you play fantasy sports. And I'm talking today with Deanne Bleakley, the office manager for the Keniston Super Draft. And Deanne, exciting time of year, I'm sure, for everybody around Saskatchewan, especially those who participate in the draft. And I guess you guys are getting ready for all of the, pretty much the season to start.
We are, yes. Currently, as of today, because of Canada Post being back to work, we are mailing out all of our forms to our participants. It's about a week later than we normally would have, but with the mail on strike last week still, we were unable to kind of move forward with that. But as of today, we are. And that's kind of our first step, getting everyone the information. And then by, next week, people start emailing and faxing us. And then on the 27th and 28th of October, we have our actual bank of phone lines working, where we take phone calls from our participants that rejoin us every fall and spring.
So tell us a little bit about the participants, and I guess maybe a little bit of the history, because, I'm not from Saskatchewan, but it takes one trip on the highways and you go, oh man, they got a fantasy league that is so big, it's got its own billboard. So tell us a little bit about the history of the league.
Sure. In 1984, some of the members of a Keniston Lions Club came up with the idea of running a hockey pool to raise money for our small community. And so we've been here 41 years. And it started off way back when they were advertising in what was called the hockey newspaper. It was a weekly paper that was put out. They started by advertising in that, and that's kind of how they got going and got exposure to our draft. Over the years, it just kept growing and growing, and the prize money grew. And so now basically I've been doing this job for 10 years. And so basically for the last 10 years in the regular season, we do offer $90,000 in prize money. And we have a lot of participants that have been playing for the 41 years. And yeah, I think we are probably the longest running, hockey draft in, I would say, probably North America. And we offer a good prize because our top prize money is $20,000.
Excellent. Well, Deanne, I'm going to let you go because it is going to be a busy couple of weeks for you, but everything's set for a great season of hockey, and I'm looking forward to another season of the Kenniston Super Draft. So thanks for joining us, Deanne Bleakley, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000, and it's time for today's code word. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is Friday. Head to the contest page on our website or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter that code word along with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Saskatchewan's $20,000 giveaway.
Let's check in with Janella Pye once more this morning as she wraps up her morning at Sticks and Doodles.
Okay, well, we're wrapping up our morning down at Sticks and Doodles here in Regina. But before we do that, we've got a couple more ornaments to talk about. Now, Kyle, I see you've got something with you here.
Yeah, so this is one of our real signature ones. This is our custom grain elevator. You could have any town put on this, and we have every town in the province, so really special. This design is actually so good that it became our first ornament that was ripped off. This ended up on Temu last year, and they were selling Moosomin grain elevator ornaments with our pictures on them, and so it was like crazy, but at the same time it was like we're like Gucci now. We got knockoff Sticks and Doodles ornaments, but local stuff's really important to us here, and so we take a lot of pride in being able to do things for small communities.
Absolutely. And you guys had mentioned earlier that it's every town in the province that you're able to create on these ornaments.
Yeah, for sure. And on top of that, we have lakes for almost every lake in the province. We do a lot of ornaments for Canada and the maple leaf, and then we do lots of things with the Northern Lights and with farmers. And it's something that we're really proud of, is being able to give people, you can give a Saskatchewan-made ornament that represents the province that you live in, and it really lets us kind of make a difference. And this year's really special because we partnered with a local Indigenous artist, and her name's Emily, and she's very talented, and she actually designed a maple leaf ornament based on the idea of what does the maple leaf mean to her. And she's so talented, so incredible, and a portion of every sale is going to be donated back. But it's just another example of how you can tie so much into something that is so small. So,
sure.
Yeah, and then today we do have our launch. It's at 10, and there will be a free ornament for the first 50 customers. So we've got these little gnomes that we'll be doing, and since you're technically the first person here, that little gnome is for you. So we have 50 of those for our first 50 customers through the door today.
Amazing. Well, again, you guys have spoiled me here this morning. Thank you so much for having us out. Before we wrap things up, how can people get a hold of you? Is there a website they can go to?
We ship all over the world, sticksanddoodles.com. We are shipping during everything with Canada Post right now, or you can come to our store in Regina and see where everything's made. We're at 2406 Victoria Avenue East.
Awesome, Kyle. Thank you once again for the morning. It was great to chat with you, and that wraps things up for us down here in Regina at Sticks and Doodles.
Hey, it's Chase from Pure Country Mornings back once again to count down to this week's top 5. Dropping but still staying in the top 5 is Scotty McCreery and Hootie and the Blowfish with Bottle Rockets. Luke Combs moving up in the countdown with Back in the Saddle. He's number 4 this week. Morgan Wallen stays put. I Got Better remains at number 3. Jelly Roll moving a step closer to yet another number 1. Heart of Stone, though, this week is your runner-up. And remaining as your top song for another week, Jordan Davis takes top spot with Bar None. Thanks for counting down to this week's top 5 with us. Remember, you can catch all of these and the rest of your favorites with the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Download it for free, and you can keep us with you wherever you go. Pure Country 92.7.
This morning, rock and roll losing a legend. Ace Frehley, the original guitarist for Kiss, passing away Thursday at the age of 74. A Bronx, New York native, considered one of the greatest heavy metal guitarists of all time. Known as the Spaceman around the world and a founding member of the theatrical glam rock band Kiss, alongside Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and Eric Carr. With larger-than-life personas and even bigger hair, their full face paint and distinctive black and white costumes all set them apart, and they took the world by storm. Frehley broke away from the band in 1982 before reuniting in 1996, but departed the group for a final time in 2002, setting out on his solo career. The rocker recently hospitalized after falling in his studio, announcing last week that he was canceling the remainder of his 2025 tour dates due to some ongoing medical issues. A cause of death has not been revealed. Overnight, his former band members paying tribute to Frehley, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons saying, "We are devastated by the passing of Ace Frehley. He was an essential and irreplaceable rock soldier during some of the most formative foundational chapters of the band and its history. He is and always will be a part of Kiss's legacy." His family releasing this statement. "In his last moments, we were fortunate enough to have been able to surround him with loving, caring, peaceful words, thoughts, prayers, and intentions as he left this earth."
This morning, we are learning about a wedding that was a surprise for the bride.
It was at a school in Buffalo, New York, for its principal, who thought she was coming in for just another day of work. Here's ABC's Danny New.
A surprise wedding where an entire school was in on it, except for the principal.
I'm still shocked. It was so special.
Brianna Lenoy here is the principal at the Buffalo Academy of Science.
If she could invite every kid to her wedding, she totally would. So,
And a few days before her wedding ceremony this past weekend, her assistant principal, Courtney, made Brianna's real wedding wish come true.
I had talked to actually my amazing assistant principal about how I'd love to be with our students, have this massive wedding. She's like, you can't do that.
Turns out you can with a really good secret wedding planner.
We all love you so much that we're giving you a surprise wedding.
The day started with Brianna receiving the big news and then immediately putting together why she saw so many students in dresses.
Oh, I literally told 3 girls, I said, oh my God, can I wear that for my wedding?
She then changed into her wedding gown for the day and walked down the aisle. Hundreds of students cheered for their principal as she made her way toward her groom, Zach.
I will never forget the difference you have made in my life.
At the altar, the students helped give speeches.
It's only fair to give you some marriage advice. So here it is. Always celebrate the small wins.
A little marriage advice.
Do you, Miss Lenoy, promise to love Zach even on Mondays before coffee?
I do.
And even helped out with the vows. From there, it was finally time to exchange candy rings, hug the bride, and get their dance on with the entire school.
It was more than I ever thought that anyone would do for me.
By the way, Brianna's wedding ceremony this past weekend was also held at the school. So this was almost like a dress rehearsal for her, just, with candy rings. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
That was my first question. Is this legally binding? Like, none of those kids got ordained.
Yeah.
You got a little misty.
Well, I said
okay?
It's funny. The video is starting to get a little blurry because the kids just love that principal so much.
We should all wear jerseys and jump around like that, Jeremy.
I do that at least once a week during this time of year.
I appreciate that. Let's get on to our sidebar. Well, if you missed those Hudson Bay striped blankets, don't worry, they are coming back at Canadian Tire. When Hudson Bay closed down, its intellectual property was sold to Canadian Tire for $30 million. Now the company is guaranteed at least $1 million a year for a fund to support Indigenous-led initiatives by selling this merch. So now you can get it at a different spot.
Well, I'm at least glad that we get to keep part of the history with that.
Yeah.
Such a long legacy. Jeremy, what do you got for us?
Pope Leo, he's probably the most famous Chicago White Sox fan in the world. And even though he's Pope, he's talking trash. He was reminding fans that the Cubs got knocked out of the playoffs. So if you are wondering, yes, Pope still following baseball, even though he's got some pretty big responsibilities these days.
Such a sad team to cheer for. They're pretty ungood. Imagine going to a football game, a hockey game, whatever, and you sit next to this guy, Keelan. So say you're in the Brand Center, and down the stairs comes this fella. Where's seat 1, row 7? Oh, there it is. Excuse me. Excuse me.
I would love it because I love going to events and having people get into the spirit of things. If I go to an event and I'm sitting next to somebody that just wants to sit there and frown and just watch in silence, I'm not going to have fun. I want to sit next to someone like this.
Who in your office would do this, Jeremy?
John Flatters? I'm not sure if we have any mega fans in this building these days.
Shout out to John. Here's a look at some of the hardworking folk that make this show possible, starting with director Corey, because he loves the spotlight.